I totally remember where we left off, though.
We
were in
left,
the town.
we left off. They were checking out the cage.
Yes, checking out the cage.
Yes.
That's right.
We're-
We roll for you.
Y'all, we stopped by y'all for a second, but you were just like waiting around.
They had a little moment and that was it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Now y'all are
Think
checking.
we-
Now you're checking out the cage.
We decided to
Despite all your
investigate.
rage, you're still
So
still in the
investigation
cage.
or perception, no disadvantage.
No disadvantage? Oh, because
Yeah,
you're
because you lit the torch.
Perception.
Or investigation or choice.
Perception. Disgrace.
And let me know which ones you're rolling.
That is a Disney original.
I think that's a 7 for me.
Ouch.
It's from Lion King 2.
Oh,
Should have just helped you.
Yep.
it's good cover.
Very obscure.
Yeah.
Nat one, baby. It was one of the only. In my
I just,
opinion, one of the
at this
good
point,
straight
like, the
videos.
nat one, I tripped and fell into the cage while trying to investigate
While it
it.
closes behind you.
It places behind me. I'm literally in the cage
Pain.
now.
Now
looking
it
at
acts.
him.
No, straight to video.
Now captivity. Okay, so what'd you roll? Nimbus, Madison, whatever your name is?
7.
Oh boy, okay.
Technically, I would come out to be a 6.
Okay.
That's what I should have done.
Here to help.
Are y'all okay? Sound like y'all
No, they're not okay.
She just fell into the cage.
I just like tripped and like I hit the cage at some point and investigated. And fell on my
There-
Of
face.
course, the cage is probably
They're
made
not
for a
okay,
larger
we promise.
creature, so maybe you can slip through the bars.
Okay, I don't have to worry.
No, so this cage, it's constructed from wooden timbers. Honestly, like tree limbs no bigger, around maybe like 3 inches in diameter. These are like tree limbs that have been cut and shoved into the ground, just for very much like if you think of like a like the kind of cages you'd see during the Vietnam War and Vietnam kind of stuff, like wooden cages that like
You said
We
you
were
said-
all there.
You said 3 inches in diameter.
Y'all weren't in the Vietnam War.
something like up to 3 inches in diameter.
Okay.
Like
That-
about yay big.
Okay.
It's like a bamboo.
I'm imagining like the thickness that it would take for you to weave a fence with it.
That would be
Kind of thickness or no? Too thick, too small.
Mm,
I don't know. Something like that.
just Google the Vietnam War.
Hey, yeah. Google knob.
Just for
Yeah, so it's a cage construction of those. It's open topped, but there's unless you like are able to like cling and climb on these more or less straight poles, you're not getting out. But also there's in the center it's a pair of manacles with a large heavy rock on top of the chain, presumably with someone there.
She's not falling into the manacles, is she? That would be a
If
little...
she wants to, she can, but no, she's not.
Nope.
No, the manacles are open. As far as looking in, you see.
You try to feel its pain. And
You
and
see
feel
some
what it went through.
You see some scuff marks and some like dirt's kicked up and around, but
Mhm.
outside of that, nothing major.
Okay. So, wait, are you actually inside it?
I think I've literally vocalized I've fallen inside the
If
cage.
that's what you do,
The
then
door has not closed behind me, I'm
Yeah.
going to assume, but I've fallen inside of the cage.
okay.
And I'll be like, oh, so I get it. You're trying to relive its experience to try to sense what it was going through. And then I wait for her to kind of be like, and then I like, gotcha.
I'm gonna roll my eyes and say,
I should try it.
sure, Nimbus. Now get me out of here.
Okay, I think the door's still open, so I reach
Yeah.
my hand down and pull her out.
Yeah, the door's open the entire time. You just fell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Yeah.
I'm the
no,
old
that's the
lady.
cage.
Okay.
You just
Um,
like it.
What
Man.
direction were those tracks in
I don't
earlier?
think
Heading
towards
towards town? No, not towards town.
No,
So you are north of town, and there are 2 sets of footprints that she saw, maybe more, but she saw minimum 2,
But
heading
to us.
east, so towards the river,
Okay.
away from town.
to me, I am.
Right.
To y'all, I'm not.
Why don't we leave ourselves a marker and then go report back?
Sounds good. I imagine we need to consult people on what we found.
We'll leave out you falling.
Please.
Cool. Anything y'all? I'd say that all of your interactions that y'all done are taking place while they're gone. And
How embarrassing for you.
is there anything else y'all would like to do? I'd say you have about 2 minutes in game time to do stuff before they come back. If you don't have anything, you don't have anything.
Make all your Nimbus jokes now.
Or forever hold your peace.
Are you still reading the book, or have you kind of?
I assume I've seen all there is to see, at least at the
Yeah.
moment in the book, yeah.
You
So,
like sat down
Names,
by the
diary, ritual. That's
Yeah.
not the right thing, but yes.
Okay.
right.
I'm gonna
I'm on
kind of
that.
come up to Gia and actually I'm gonna come and like sit next to you,
Okay.
just like face the same way,
Okay.
and just be like, "Thank you for believing me this whole time." Here, sweetie.
Aww.
I'll just look at you. I'll just like look at your hand at first. If we are to be traveling together, it is worth investing some level of trust. However, the rest must be earned. For now, you have earned what I have given you. I hope I have done the same.
Yes, you have.
Your thanks is appreciated. You are welcome. I hope, in turn, you will trust me when the time comes. And I'll look back in front of me.
About this time, Nimbus and Eritrea are rolling back into town, or into your little mini encampment. Well, where y'all are.
Yeah, because we haven't set up a fire or anything.
Nope.
So
Well,
I will look up at them as they walk back in.
Okay. And just real quick, how are you guys positioned, and where are you in?
So like if the creature, like we're on a tree, he's bound to a tree, right? If the creature is facing south on the tree, I am facing east on the tree.
Okay, but you're resting up against that same tree
Yes.
just adjacent to. Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And she is sitting right by me.
Cool.
She said,
I'm gonna put in front of his face. Very
So
close.
you're right there in front of his face.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. Cool.
North of the village and tracks.
Although after that interaction, I'd probably get up and start like making sure that the ropes are still secure and
Okay.
everything. Checking to make sure he's still asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they are, and Nimbus and Eritrea are rolling into your little encampment while you're doing that.
so whatever direction they're coming from, I'll look up at them.
Yeah.
But I'm still sitting. Sitting 4 foot up on this tree.
They still have a torch lit, right?
Do y'all have a torch lit?
Sure. That's it though. Like that's all we got. I'll just say like my torch. I'll just stake to the
Staked
ground.
into the ground.
Yeah.
As I walk up, I look at Gia's hands and I'm like, ooh, taffy.
You can't see it. It's closed in my hand.
I can smell it.
Not over
Nimbus,
the
you have
blood.
elf nose.
Not over the blood that's all over my shoulder apparently.
It's true.
So
Well, anyway, I walk back, and then I look over to Eritrea and like,
This is taking too long. So we managed to find food while we were out to get us through the night, but
lovely.
Also, did you collect that bag with rations in it?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you look through it?
don't think I ever looked through it. No.
Okay.
we kind of paused on that. There was like an interruption.
Yeah.
Did you all want to track and see how many days of rations there were?
You said there were 3 days rations.
I did not.
No, I think you just said there were. We could check the bag for how many rations there were.
Yeah.
in the
You just knew
inside
there
of
were
it.
rations
I
in the
just knew
bag.
there were rations in the bag.
Your mental mind.
While we were out and about, we found a camp, and there were 4 tents set up in it and tracks leading towards the east, toward the river.
there was a very well, crudely but strongly constructed cage there for a large creature.
What's the name of the town we were just
You're in
at?
Strathmore.
Okay.
You're at the crossroads by the river.
Okay.
Just
And
east of Central.
and just to confirm, the tracks were leading away from the camp.
Away from camp, away from town. So you guys, basically, you're in. So Strathmore is where there is that little dot.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so I emphasize, and just so you know, the tracks were heading away from the camp, in a direction away from the town.
Yeah. So for the record, yeah, y'all are basically camped right north, like in kind of the central south region of that forest. The camp that y'all found was east of you, and you traveled further east to go and follow the tracks.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So it's just a straight line across, more or less.
So, whoever they were, unless they doubled back towards town, we could be dealing with. It was the same number of people, but we could be dealing with some different people.
A cage, you say?
Mm-hmm.
How much time has passed since this?
You said it took us a couple minutes
We
to
were
get back.
150 feet from camp, so.
So you all are out. About this time.
Okay.
I was waiting. Don't worry.
I was just
keeping track of it.
No, that's fine. I just before before this happens, before that happens, I'll say, well, that might prove to be both good news and bad news, on top of more possibly bad news. And now,
It's about the time when this is happening. Timing is impeccable because this is D&D, and we tell a story, y'all. About this time, did you stand up to meet them, or are you still sitting there next to the beast?
I'm still sitting.
Cool. So Sora, you see.
But I'm sitting by it.
Yeah, you're sitting by it, and Sora's sitting right in front of it, just
Right.
looking dead in the eyes.
Axe ready.
Literally.
Yeah, just ready to go to town on this thing. You see it, and it starts to, its nose starts to wiggle a little bit, and all of its muscles all kind of simultaneously just Charlie horse. And you see all the muscles and everything just straining through it as it's just locked in a cramped state as everything's internally fighting. There's a pain look that runs across its face, and you notice it begins to start to squirm and flail and thrash around as best as it can with its bindings, but it's bound pretty well.
Hold on. Sorry, I need to check something. Because just in case this might lessen the struggle. Okay, no, we're good.
Cool. So it's thrashing about. It's struggling. There's just its face is incredibly pained, or as best as you can tell on its canine person humanoidish face. It's hard to tell, but you can imagine that it's probably a pained look, and it's not quiet by any means, but it's over the next I'd say about 30 seconds or a minute, you notice that its shape slowly begins to revert to that of a man.
While this is happening,
Bum naked though.
while this is happening, I'd like to hold the Spare the Dying cantrip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the trigger for the cantrip?
If he starts to die.
Okay, so if he starts to die, or it goes to 0 hit points basically.
Well, yeah. If he goes to 0 hit
Okay.
points, if I see that he switches over.
Yeah. Yeah. So this thing happens. He eventually reverts back, and you see just this man scraggly hair, scraggly beard, and covered in scars and hundreds of tiny cuts.
While this shift or this reversion is happening, my head like snaps at it.
Heavy bone popping and lots of very not happy sounds.
Yeah,
it's very uncomfortable.
Yeah. As soon as all of that started, my head will have snapped back to look at him.
Cool. By the time he gets back, he is still out cold.
Still out?
Really?
He is still out.
I will.
Presumably this time from the strain of the reversion.
I will stare at him a couple seconds. If nobody makes any kind of move, I'm gonna slap him.
Okay.
In an attempt to wake him, not an attempt to like damage him.
Okay.
Are you
So you're trying to rouse him awake then?
Yes.
Okay. At the first few taps to the face, or whatever, there's nothing, but you can attempt to shake him awake lightly.
Sure.
Yeah. He begins to come out of his haze, just incredibly. He's like right at the edge of consciousness. So he's there. No more.
There is no rest for the wicked. Now rise.
Holy what? Okay. He's still down there. No more.
Your tormentors are gone, but we may take their place if you do not give us the answers we need.
We will not be taking their place.
We might. If you do not give us the answers we need.
And I speak up, as an impartial third party, we may or may not be taking their place.
Gio, I appreciate the intensity. I think
You
I might
got-
just
you
like
are
a whiff
not.
of this.
You are not helping.
He just keeps doing his thing. He's pulling away from every voice he's hearing. Eyes not open.
I'm gonna hold his face still and stare at him.
Eyes closed.
I'm gonna open his eyes.
I cast Friends Transfer. The Fae influence.
Okay, so friends on him. Okay. So you open his eyes and you see just these absolute bloodshot eyes. There's actually the longer he's struggling, there's actually blood beginning to seep from his eye sockets. He's just in rough condition.
I'll let go of his eyes.
Okay.
When they start bleeding.
Yeah, so he lets him close and he's still trying to pull away.
I'm still holding his head.
But he's still trying to pull away.
That's
as
fine.
best as
I'm
he
just
can.
holding his head.
Harris Ray, you have cast the friends cantrip on him.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
He regards you as a friendly acquaintance, but there's just this dude in here who's kind of taking all his focus.
I'm just trying to hold him still.
Yeah.
That's it.
After you said that you may replace his captors, but okay.
I did not say captors.
You said or his
Tormentors.
tormentors.
Or
Yes.
tormentors.
And I said may. May is
I
an
know, but
operative
that's
word.
still.
It's intimidating.
Yes. Yes, it is.
But he meant it friendly.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Gio, let me talk to
I meant it as a means of possible cooperation.
Gio, she's talking to you.
Gio, let me talk to him.
I will scoot back.
Okay.
You see when
he
it's
snaps his head
visibly
looks away
just
and-
relaxed.
No, he's not relaxing. He's still like
No, no,
trying
no,
to.
Winifred.
when
No,
Winifred
she
relaxes.
visibly relaxes.
Yeah. So he's digging his heels kind of into the ground, trying to push back away, into the tree. But he's just trying to push away and get away from everything. And then you approach.
You seem to be in pain, and I'm sorry about that, but who are your tormentors, and what have they done to you?
Real quick, how much pain is he in?
Incredible amounts.
Yeah, after the work she did?
No, because
Not
of
after
the
the,
transformation.
Transformation.
Okay.
Yeah, the transformation back racked his body.
Okay.
This was a very crude so for those who are magically inclined, you know that Alter Self is a magical spell that alters the body. This is a very crude form of that grows things at unnatural speed and shrinks things at unnatural speed. So as soon as he was no longer affected by the spell, like all those reversions took place in reverse, and just everything it took a toll on his body.
If I notice Winifred visibly relax, I'll look at her and I'll say, "I told you that your vindication may be coming."
I understand that, but we can't torture a man that's just been tortured.
I did not say that we would.
You said that you may.
And Nimbus
Was
would
that
just
true?
be like, guys, can we just...
I'm talking to Winifred.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a separate.
Yes.
I know, I'm butting
This is a
in.
separate thing going
Yeah.
on while I'm trying to like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Eritrea's got the floor. I was just saying.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful moment.
Oh, yes. Beautiful. So, you say, basically just summarize and start back over. You can summarize.
Okay, essentially I tried to appease him by
She has two of the
accepting how much
tormentors
pain
were.
and
Yeah,
who
absolutely
they
torments his
were
word.
and what they did to him.
He sits for a moment, doesn't respond, but then he says there were these men who took me and caged me, and I've been having these nightmares, and every time I wake up I'm back in that cage, and
I'm sorry to hear that. Was the cage made of wood? And were you bound?
I'd like to tap on her, ask how long he's been having these nightmares.
How long have these nightmares been occurring?
3 or 4 nights.
Goodness. And where are you from?
From Strathmore. Where am I?
We are just north of Strathmore in the forest.
Oh, thank the gods. Is my wife all right?
I have no knowledge, unfortunately.
What's his name?
Did he say? Well, did he say he was taken?
I was taken.
Okay.
If I knew your name, it might help.
Name generator time.
The intensity thought me told me you already had a name.
Oh,
I
no.
was deceived.
No. But I'm gonna
Is
make a good
perception.
Is my wife alright? Fool, I don't know you! I don't know you, man!
I was
Yeah.
fully expecting the name of whoever was killed in that barn.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
who?
It's like no name, Billy over here.
Yeah.
Susan, no name.
Uh-huh.
Children of gold.
Do. Come on, where are you?
I'm so sorry. No, only me. I'm the only one that gets the reference. Wow.
Sorry.
I wasn't listening.
He said, "Where are you?" I said,
Oh,
and I'm so sorry. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Glad it's not just me.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't hear the first part,
Yeah.
so I
Yeah,
was
me
just like,
neither.
you're apologizing to the room.
Right.
Sure not.
I was like, what are you
He ripped
apologizing
one!
Not yet.
What impending doom?
Get out!
Oh, that's maybe to come. We'll see. That's maybe to come.
Says that his name is Stren.
I've only seen them.
Stren Hunter.
He's hunting strands.
Stren Hunter is the name.
I'm sorry
His
to
wife's
hear
name is
that you've been experiencing
Dead
all
Hunter.
these nightmares. Is there any more information you can tell me about who took you?
They roll persuasion.
Does she have
Can I
advantage from
help?
friends?
She does have advantage with friends.
Okay. Or from friendship, I should say, whatever.
Good thing.
Ah.
No, that was fine.
Just fine.
That's better.
10 plus, you said persuasion?
Persuasion. Which you have bonuses to that now.
I do
Actually,
now.
no, you don't. Actually,
No, I have
because
proficiency
you haven't
though.
slept. But yes.
If you have proficiency, you have it.
That is a bonus, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
But it's not the bonus.
Fair enough. So
The big bonus.
Correct.
Like what I need on my check.
3 and no, because it's not intelligence or wisdom. Okay. So it'd be 13.
Perception is not wisdom?
Persuasion.
Oh, persuasion.
Persuasion is wisdom.
Yeah.
Sure
Perception is. He pulls and struggles.
Why'd you do that?
Not wanting to recall or to bring to memory the thoughts of his captors, but he does mention that they were hooded and cloaked. They had these wicked looking blades.
Remind me. Cantrips don't count for spell slots, right?
Nope.
Can I touch him and cast Cure Wounds?
You can. However, no, you can. Yeah.
So I roll.
Yeah, that's gonna be 1d8 plus your spellcasting modifier.
Okay.
Plus wisdom.
No.
Oh, plus wisdom?
Yeah, that's your spellcasting modifier.
Okay, 6.
Cool. So you regain 6 hit points.
Shouldn't.
His body begins to recover a little bit, and you notice as some of the countless small cuts on his body begin to start to close, and he has, while he's not relieved from all of his anguish, there is a degree of relief that he gets from this.
We wish you no ill will. Any information you can give us will help us to find the people who did this to you.
Did I know I mentioned only reading through the Infernal, but would I have seen any of the common names in the journal?
Yeah, there were really only a few common names listed. It was Bishop, and then the 3 cult dudes. The leader, who's unnamed, and his 2 underlings.
The leader is unnamed.
So if you want to name him, you can.
Oh, so you just didn't give him a name?
I just didn't give him a name, no.
Name him Bob.
No. I thought about it, but no.
Thank you.
What is George?
You said the captors were hooded figures. You said
How about,
figures with wicked-looking swords
We'll just say,
or blades?
so he said, and because we're all listening, obviously. He said he didn't. Did he say he didn't want to name, or he said he didn't remember the name?
So that was
You didn't want to remember.
narration.
It was narration.
And
He didn't
kind of, so
want
it
to
was. He
remember.
doesn't want to remember. Yeah.
Okay.
But he still
Okay, then I will.
recalled and shared the information that they were hooded, cloaked, with wicked-looking blades.
Does the name Kulran mean anything to you?
And that's one of the ones listed
That'll
as
be the leader.
Like,
shivers.
K-U-L apostrophe R-A-N.
I thought you were like K-U or C-O-O-L.
Cool Ran, baby! Oh yeah!
Oh
No.
yeah, you know, cool round.
Yeah.
Like Cool Ranch, but worse. No.
At the
Kulran.
name of Kulran,
Yeah.
he immediately just digs his heels and tries to push back into the tree and reels back.
There's neither Kulran.
Alright, so that's an answer.
He is no longer able to torment you.
No response besides heavy breathing.
We assure you, Eritrea. Yes.
Yes. We absolutely assure you that he is no longer able to hurt you. Anything you share with us, you have to do with no fear.
He begins to relax a little bit, but still breathing heavily. He's staying quiet and just breathing for now. Nods slowly.
He nods slowly.
I'd like.
He did mention how long ago he was taken.
3 days. Well,
3 to 4 days, you said.
he didn't mention when he was taken. He's mentioned how
How
long
long
he's
he's had
had
the
nightmares.
Okay.
How long he's been okay.
I'd like to kind of turn to the group and say something along the lines of, I'm wondering if his recovery would be hastened back in his village, which might also give us time to...
Did he gave us his name?
Yes, Stren Hunter.
Alright, keep going.
I'm wondering... Perhaps Stren would recover better back among his own folk in the village. I'm sure there's somebody worried about him. Perhaps somebody could stay with him and we could pursue the tracks.
So, real quick,
I agree.
who all is standing around and immediately in front of him?
I'm obviously right.
I'm obviously right beside him.
I'm also right beside him.
Okay, so I'll say the 3 of you.
I'm gonna.
Each of you roll perception.
Oh yeah!
I'm also gonna
Well,
have
does
to
that
comment
mean-
what he said afterwards.
Don't you? As
No,
well?
because we
You're
basically
like-
got.
right
So
in front
yeah,
of his face.
she's also right in front.
Okay.
So wait, I'm not rolling perception?
If you're close enough to, yeah, I'll just all of you roll perception.
24.
Jeez.
21.
That's better. Both
So
of
you
them.
can roll for this, but not for other things.
13.
Nice.
14.
I also got 13.
Ah,
I guess we suck.
so 13, 14,
No, we're
23,
just
and
mid.
20 something else.
That's true.
So the two of you notice heavy bruising from where manacles would be on his wrists.
And Nimbus, while I don't disagree, he may improve faster among his people. To say his nightmares may still not repeat again.
Maybe in a jail cell.
With chains.
Interesting.
I think-
hold on.
I think for one we should
I
untie him.
I hear her make this comment,
I
right?
think you would, because
Okay.
you're all right there.
I assume. Correct me if I'm wrong. I do not believe his nightmares will continue. I believe they are behind him.
Very willing to put others at risk with that information.
Yes, I am.
We all are just going to listen to him.
Who's him?
Me.
And not have him explain himself?
Yeah.
Very vague.
You know, that's fair. Vague is...
One of the spells in this book, Zora, causes others to take shapes they may not wish to take.
It's temporary.
Yes, that is why we saw
Stren.
Stren change back before us, because they are temporary and they are not voluntary.
At this point, I'm gonna turn back to Stren.
Okay.
Also, just hold on, I'm sorry. Should he not have changed back when the caster died? No, because you
It's
said
not a
because you said it.
concentration
Okay, yeah, right.
It was a
right.
duration.
All right, cool, we're good.
What type of things occurred right before you had the beginning of these nightmares?
As in, like, what things he went through before.
Like, what probably ritual preceding the transformations? Because if it is truly temporary, I'm assuming they cast it probably more than once. That's why I'm using the knowledge he
Yes,
shared.
so he's not sure what happens, but he always remembered that each night, for the past couple of nights, he was drugged from his cell, or his cage, knocked unconscious, and by the time he woke up, he was back in his cage, and he had awoken with those nightmares.
Was Kuran a member of your village?
I don't know. And he's still kind of just reflexively reeling at the name.
Really fast, I'm gonna go up to him and kind of like pat him on the shoulder and be like, "Let me get you untied real quick," and just start untying him. And then I'm gonna take
if
off.
she does this, I am ready to restrain him if he bolts.
Okay. And I'm gonna like take off part of my rope, like my cloak, and kind of like give it to you to kind of put on
There,
him.
put it around
Yeah.
Considering he is naked.
Yeah.
He's a
Ah.
mega baby.
We're not paying attention to that. Our eyes are up here.
Good. So yeah, over the next minute or so, you're able to loosen his bonds and eventually remove the ropes entirely. He, while still strained and tense, does seem to relax a little bit. He accepts the cloak and allows you guys to wrap it around him. He kind of gets a little closer to a fetal position, but like tucks his knees up under and holds himself underneath the cloak.
Above table. Has he mentioned anything about? Just refresh me. Yes, simply yes or no. Has he mentioned anything about regret or anything like that in association with these nightmares?
No, it's just he says just the term nightmares that he
Okay.
wakes up with.
Okay.
If you want, you can probe him about those nightmares, but he's not going to offer up information on
While all of this conversation is happening, I'm gonna go ahead and start making like a little campfire to start making him some soup.
I'm gonna ask him, so you said you were captured. Where were you captured from, specifically, if you can?
I was hunting these woods and some men jumped me. I don't know how I didn't see them. Next I knew I was in the cage.
I'd like to interrupt for one moment.
Above board or?
Both.
Okay.
Above board means out of character for those of us who aren't. who
Yes.
Don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Well, Winifred, I'm not 100% sure the camp that we came back from is completely abandoned. I'm a little bit concerned about doing this here. It's a little too close for comfort.
Am I close enough to hear him?
Yeah. Are you?
I think so.
Do you address
Unless you pull her
specifically, or are
aside.
you trying to? Yeah. Are you pulling her aside, or are you just saying it in front of all of us?
I'll say to her.
Okay. So you're pulling her aside.
I'll walk over to her and just start talking with her while they're doing the separate thing, and because I also consider it for the good of this person as well as the good of the group. I'm a little bit concerned about doing this here, within spitting distance of the camp. It might be safer to get some distance away from that. I'm thinking town would be a better place for this.
Alright. And instead, I'll leave the campfire stuff alone and give him some like bread or something that I
Some
have.
dry rations?
Yeah. Instead.
Some whatever is easier to eat.
Yeah.
Probably some dried fruit.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So, continuing with the question. You mentioned wicked-looking blades whenever you described it. Was there any kind of emblems, sigils, images that are specific in any way? Comment out.
Not that I can recall, but they were wavy blades, not straight. Which, for the record, those are the ones that you looted off.
Yeah,
Anyone who heard him say that, those are the ones that you looted off.
I'll take out one of the daggers.
Oh,
Yeah. And he pulls away as well, but
How does this make you feel?
terrifying. Why do you ask?
Do you want to
Poor
show him the
guy.
cage
Like-
too?
I'll just say
it's all the inside of that. Not the good part.
like this.
Yes, and he responds yes.
I'll
panic, but yes.
sheet it again.
Okay.
I assure you, the men who captured you cannot do so again.
He slowly nods while still kind of
We
leaning away.
have no interest. Our interests are directly opposed to theirs.
He slowly
If you-
nods.
If you are safe with us.
Participant in what?
Being captured.
Well, of course.
Then you are safe with us.
That was wise of you to not go further than that. It was very wise.
I'm going to.
Some might say that I have proficiency in deception.
I do want to stare closely at this guy's face and look for any sort of sign that he's acting.
Okay, roll insight.
Dubiously.
While he's doing so, I'd like to
That's good,
ask
that's good.
Stratton if he knows how many people captured him or held him captive.
Did you say insight or perception?
Insight. He says,
Does he have help? Does he have advantage at all because we're trying to calm him down?
unless someone's trying to like read his face for falsehoods, no.
I mean,
Which
I'm,
I would say
I'm,
no one else is specifically because this is something he's doing.
That's
I mean,
fair. That's fair.
I'm looking at him and concentrating with the friends.
You know,
counter.
he looks terrified and traumatized. It looks genuine. To his answer to you, he's I'm not sure, maybe 2 or 3, maybe I don't know. Not many. Oh, and I probably didn't mention this, but he looks malnourished.
Giving him the food.
Malnourished how?
He's thin and like
Starved looking.
it looks as though he hasn't been fed well for presumably the duration that he claims he was captured.
You say that you are from
Straight.
Strathmore. How would you like to go home?
I would like that very much, yes.
I
I'll look at these two.
must be honest with you first, Jen. Your nightmares may not have been fiction, as you want them to be.
And his breathing picks up. What?
Going home.
May be different than you remember.
Thank you. And he looks between the two of you. What are you talking about?
I guess you'll find out.
Oh
No inspiration to use that one. On your character sheet, put a check mark in the box
you
that
get
says
inspiration right here.
That is so good. And that's definitely a Sora thing. Oh man, that was good. That was good.
Sometimes, after absences, things are different than we remember.
He nods slowly. Presumably not necessarily satisfied with the answer, but accepting it.
I'm sure whoever remembers you will be happy you have returned.
I'm gonna be casting
nods.
such a strong side eye over here.
He nods in genuine agreement with that.
I'm just smiling.
Yep.
I'd like to kind of like look at him and
Look at him or look at me?
oh no just
Alright.
Stren.
Stren, yeah.
How old are you, sweetie?
Good God. 32.
Oh no. That hits home.
You don't think he's 32?
No, he described a very old man.
Who did?
Oh no!
No, he said malnourished. He
Yeah,
did.
malnourished.
You said he has a long
He has
beard
a-
and
he
like
did-
white
she did-
hair.
yeah.
I didn't say white hairs. I said
Like
scraggly.
Scraggly
Yeah,
hair.
yes.
Okay, see,
So
I
just
pictured old.
So just unkempt.
No.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
unkempt.
That makes
As
that's
though
better.
someone would be if they've been held captive for a week
Right,
Okay,
right.
okay.
Or
For a
longer,
week, you said.
or longer.
or longer.
Okay.
I was just making sure that
Yeah,
his
yeah, yeah.
appearance.
No, that's good. That's
Yes.
good.
Yeah, didn't.
He didn't look 80 and say I'm 30.
Exactly, because that would
Yeah.
indicate that he was gone for
Forever.
way longer.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
What year is it?
Alright,
Yeah.
2020.
After a quick shoulder shaft.
I
Shoulder
recognize the
taps.
words. On.
On the
these two, since
That's
they're
what we in the business
closest.
call feeble mind.
I just say, do we want to prepare the town? Just tell somebody before we bring it back.
I believe that Wilfred should go ahead of us.
And I also think they're not going to recognize him as the beast who hurt them. So
That was the second thought I had. Do we want to keep that to ourselves?
Yes,
I am afraid,
obviously.
unfortunately,
Right.
as somebody decided to disguise this information, he's gonna find his
We should
dreams
say
rarely
share
vivid
secrets too.
about the people who no longer remain in that village.
If he does, that is not how.
Also, we can't wait around for days on this.
Exactly.
It's time we can't I should whisper louder for.
I was gonna say, that's why I heard it over a little
So
Yeah.
that's I'm whispering loudly for us, but
Yeah. So Madison is about to address, or Nimbus is about to address all of us in a whisper,
Okay.
okay.
Just everyone.
meaning that Stren cannot hear us.
Well, I
Okay.
tell you what, for the sake of convenience, why don't we powwow real quick, the five of us? All right.
Hold on, before we do. So you'll say that, and I'll say,
Do you have any bread that you could offer our new friend?
Yeah, I do.
so
That's what I wanted to do before, but.
so
I thought fruit might have been easier on it, but bread works as well.
Okay.
so Winifred will offer some bread. Winifred will offer some bread to Stren, and we will all powwow for a
You will
second.
accept the bread and nibble on it.
I'm also gonna give him a candy.
Good. Oh, candy. I thought you said canteen.
No, well, I
I
want
mean,
to
he
give him
probably
some water.
needs that
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have a candy.
He accepts it, but I don't.
You don't want a
I
candy?
don't want toffee.
Oh, okay.
It's not toffee. It's
It's
uh,
caramel.
It's butterscotch.
Butterscotch.
I don't want butterscotch.
Okay.
I'll accept it.
I also don't want
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Official powwow mode, y'all.
Okay.
Okay. First off, can we agree that we do not have days to spend watching this gentleman recover?
No,
Of course
we do
not.
not.
All right. Can
He
we?
did mention something about a wife back at home.
Yes, you did.
Can we, for 100%, or can we know 100% that the quote-unquote nightmares that he experienced will not recur immediately, or at least within the next couple of days?
They will not, unless he gets captured again. They will not occur at all.
All right. May I suggest that we bring him home, advise whoever is in charge of him that he has been through trauma and that he should be watched closely for the next couple of days, and ask him to forward us any information that he might remember in the coming days.
For his own safety, may we also ask the caretaker, or specify to the caretaker, he may tell some delusional stories in the next couple days for his own care.
That is wise, Richard.
Yes.
I agree.
Can we also?
He is not to be taken seriously, but he is to be cared for as though he were telling the truth.
Mm-hmm. And I point to Winifred.
Can we also make sure that someone goes ahead to make sure things that he finds there aren't specifically very terrible for him?
Winifred, I was just thinking that somebody should probably go in advance to arrange for his reception. Why don't you speak with the town guard and see where his home is, and make sure that there's not a dead person in it. This is definitely out of his earshot.
Oh,
Yeah,
far
yeah,
from
But
it.
the
yeah.
dead person in it. So, and again, please don't mention his nightmares.
Yes, of course.
I'll just give you a knowing look.
Mm.
Is there anything else, Sora, or anyone else, that we should take care of?
Where did we put the horses?
Oh,
They're somewhere nearby. You're fine. They're fine. It's not.
We at least 3 of us have been here the whole time with
Yeah.
the horses, so
Yeah.
they shouldn't have gone off.
Yeah.
Last
Not issue.
Last point of business. We have some tracks leading away from the town. From the
So there might be more.
For all we know, it looked like 2 additional set of tracks leading out of camp.
or at least
And you saw them returning.
None that I could tell.
Question for you: did any of those tracks seem non-human?
No.
Were
Both.
any of them barefoot?
No. Both were
Sets of
regular
shoes.
sets of shoes.
Good.
One more question for our friend. Then before we send him home.
Okay. Are we all good? Do we have anything else to say? Okay.
Dear Stren,
He looks up to you. Doesn't meet your eyes, but he looks up to you.
I'm used to that.
it's almost like fate is fighting against him.
I'm used to that.
in celebration of your nightmares being behind you, would you mind telling us about where this cage you were hauled from was?
Roll persuasion.
Can I help?
I'm gonna say no because this is Gia on this.
Can I have
Can I-
advantage because he's under the influence of
Of
friends
friends?
still?
It only affects when Eritrea is talking to him.
Can I assist by reiterating the question?
Yes.
Okay.
Life finds a way. Yes.
That's better. You said persuasion?
Persuasion.
Come on, baby. 15?
15.
15?
He thinks for a few moments. Takes some deep breaths, and you asked where was the cage?
A general idea of where the cage was, yeah.
He said somewhere in a wooded area. I'm not sure where.
Can he, if you'll allow me to be a little more specific, because we're in the woods north of town.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember if it was near where you... near Strathmore?
I don't know where I was held captive. I just know I was in some woods.
Did you feel like it was far?
I don't know.
Can you describe your surroundings while you were in the cage?
I didn't see much. It was inside of a tent.
Can you describe the cage?
Is that what you were
I don't know if you said already, but it's
He's already
If
said
he
it.
did,
it's
that's
the
fine.
same
If he did,
one.
that's fine.
It's,
He said, yeah, he's
it's the same one?
with a
He's
wooden
basically
cage.
described as being the
Yeah.
exact same one.
So,
that's in
alright,
the
wooden
cage
cage
next to the
covered
tent.
by a tent,
Cool.
and he has manacle bruises,
Alright.
heavy manacle bruises.
Oh, did you have something to say? or
No, I said it's
Okay, alright, you're good, you're good. Alright, I'm done.
Cool.
I'm good. Yeah.
Cool.
So then,
I believe... Did you have... Nimbus, did you have something to say?
You stole my thoughts.
That just means we are on the same wavelength, I believe your kind says.
Oh my gosh. Bonding. Again. This is a good day for that.
Then, Mr. Shrin, I believe our friend Winifred will be happy to make ready your home. And you can walk back with your new friend Eritrea.
By this time, Friends has been done. He knows it was magic. He's fine with it.
I was gonna say, I don't think this Cardin's gonna care, plus he
No.
knows I use Cure Wounds, probably.
Yeah.
He's got bigger
And we've
fish.
given him
He's got bigger fish to fry right now.
yeah, like going home.
Like going home
Yes.
and dealing with trauma.
No trauma, only home.
Trauma.
No, he deals with trauma at home.
Right.
If I may, we have 3 horses, correct?
You have 4 horses.
We're
Four
not,
horses.
we are not that far from town.
For walking distance.
But he
Yeah.
is
About
very...
100,
he
150 yards into the
I think-
forest, and
I
about
think
the forest is
he-
about
I
100
think
yards
he
from
must
town.
be
one horse just to put...
Carried or on a horse?
Because I'm tiny.
Takes
Actually-
a good person to admit that.
Dear Strid, would you like me to carry you?
He doesn't know how to respond to that.
There is no shame in admitting when you need help.
He nods slowly.
I'll carry him back to town.
There's horses for a reason. No.
Yeah, and I don't. After having one of them stolen, I don't trust for them to just go to be the town to be like, oh, we need that horse. No, screw you. We need the horse.
Okay. Fair enough.
We took leaps and bounds from threatening to torture him to carrying
I
him.
didn't threaten anything.
He felt pretty threatened.
He can feel however he wants. You see, the thing about diction and word choice is every word matters. The hearer can hear what they want, and the speaker can mean a totally different thing.
Yeah, like, we might replace your tormentors.
Might
Might mean
means might not.
we're friendly.
Exactly.
Which also might mean will replace tormentors.
Yeah.
I believe they call that a veiled threat.
Yes.
Yes,
That is what they
veiled
call it.
Is the operative
If
word.
not an outright
yes,
threat.
That veil is ripped to
But-
shreds.
Only because
No.
only because y'all wanted to rip it apart.
The operative word is threat, not veil.
No, the operative word is may or might.
But with Dia's very, very blunt nature, I believe veil is very thin.
Yeah.
There's still a covering,
It doesn't leave much imagination there.
but there's a room for imagination. You're telling me there's a chance.
Ah.
Okay.
So he goes, up, daddy.
In the caboose.
So do we currently have the horses?
We have the
So
horses.
I give myself inspiration on that one.
we have the horses.
I have broken a player.
Okay.
Success.
And is this back to the same town
Yes,
Yes.
that we just came from.
that the okay?
No,
Yeah.
no,
No.
'cause we got the horses from the horses from the
Okay. Okay.
Gia has
Sorry,
become
sorry, you.
Okay.
Gia has become the Pedro Pascal of our D&D group.
I'm punting Grogu.
No, it's the child.
Whatever.
Daddy's status withdrawn.
I will snag a horse as I make my way over to the town,
Okay.
just to try to go a little faster.
Cool. You make it there ahead of them.
Yeah, which we did want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here,
Cool. So you have the floor.
I just wanted to make sure that those horses didn't come. We weren't going back
No,
to the same place.
right. That we got the horses from.
Yes.
Correct. Yes, they're going. You guys are going to Straightmore, not
Yeah.
Favor Sheet.
Right.
Okay. Sweet.
Which I told you the wrong name in session 1. I call it Falberg, but that's the port city in the northeast. Favor
Ah.
Sheet is.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I missed
Nimbus knew all along, he just didn't want to embarrass you.
That is correct. Nimbus didn't want to narrate embarrass the narrator.
Right.
Yes.
So,
you make it back into town.
Yes, I'll try to find the nearest guard or somebody that.
You're able to
might
find a
know.
guard pretty soon, especially if you go near that house that was brutalized.
Okay. Yeah.
The house where we fought at.
And just ask them if they know of the Hunter family.
Hunter family. Yes. One of the guard pipes up and says, "Yes, we know the Hunter family. Mr. Hunter went missing about a
You were
week
hugging
ago.
him, and I was like, oh.
Why do you ask?"
It can be both.
How long ago did Mr. Hunter go missing?
He said about a week.
Oh, about a week. Thank you.
That's he prompted that information. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So when you hear the
Sorry.
name Hunter, he's like, "Yeah, he hasn't been. So he didn't go missing. He would say he's been out of we haven't seen him for a week. Maybe
Okay.
he went on a trip. I don't know.
Do you know whereabouts his wife might be?
Yeah. I think he kind of steps out to the road and looks around, tries to get his bearings, and points in a certain direction and says, 3 houses down that way.
All right. Thank you.
Three doors down, you might
3
say.
houses.
Mm.
No inspiration for you. That's a Giles comment, not a G.
That's okay because I have inspiration already.
See,
So.
if you were a you had inspiration?
Yeah, from a couple sessions ago.
Inspiration
Oh.
expires at the end of the session.
What?
Yeah.
I
Rude.
said this when I
Rude.
first came out.
Rude.
It incentivizes you to use it.
Okay, that's fine. Whatever.
And it incentivizes you to do things in character every session.
I'm all
Well, doing
almost
awesome
everything.
things
Almost
in
everything
character.
I do is in character.
Well, yeah. but
Okay, so did
awesome
I not
things.
get it earlier whenever I made my great comment?
Whenever he like.
Whenever, you like leaned back in the chair and you were like, man.
I
that
forget
was-
what comment that was, but whatever it
Right.
was, yeah.
Okay, so I have inspiration again.
Oh, I think it was when you were just
It
like
was
using
it
open
was-
veiled threats.
It was
Yes.
literally immediately once I cast friends and he opened his eyes.
It was
and he,
right. It was right before Thread.
Right before
Friends.
That's
friends.
right.
He, like,
I
casts
was
his
more
threat.
shocked that that would be an inspiration.
Thank
Yeah, he was like, hey, would you like to
I was
die?
like, shoot, that's dark. That's dark as flip.
It was not quite would you like to die. It was more would you like to help us let you live. Anyway.
Some might say that
It was
synonymous
help
with
us
would you
or
like
relive your pain.
Yes, that's exactly what you said. That is exactly what you said.
You
Sir,
wouldn't have
can I
to
check
be
your alignment real quick?
You wouldn't have to be
Yes, so
caged
you're able to go
for
3 doors down, whatever.
Just knock politely on the door.
Cool. This one is pretty late at night.
Is it?
I mean,
yeah.
it was
So-
late already,
You're
so
right,
is it
You're
not?
right.
So
Well,
how?
I'm trying to think about the timeline here.
Mhm.
Do you
We're
think
looking
that-
at about 10, 11 o'clock, so we're about 2-3 hours into sundown, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but before the advent of like electrical lighting, people didn't really stay up past dark.
But this woman has
For
been
very
missing her husband for about a
Could
week,
bang on the
and I'm
door.
thinking she might not be sleeping very
Yeah.
well.
Good point. Good
I'm
point.
gonna roll a dice for this. She's not sleeping very well. A light knock doesn't do it, but if you knock with some degree of
Mhm.
Purpose.
Yeah,
purpose, yes.
I just prevented her breaking and entering.
You prevented her from getting shot.
I will,
So-
wait a few seconds, and if nobody comes or says anything, I'm assuming it's a generally pretty like small house.
Yeah.
A few rooms.
Small house.
Okay.
Maybe living room with a. Yeah.
It's
And
a
then,
small,
yeah, then-
small house with not a lot.
Incredible.
Giles, people have died.
But not in this house.
And then kind of like pound a little bit harder.
Yeah, exactly. Where there's kryptonite.
I don't know what that was.
Don't ask to explain it. We'll take all day.
No,
Yeah.
we won't.
So,
The song.
you begin to
Sounds
hear
like
some
people
creaky
dead.
floorboards
Yes, it is.
as it sounds as though someone's getting out of bed, and the door opens a crack, and see someone, a woman your size, peeking through the door, or not your size, because you're like tall.
Yeah.
We're talking like 5'2".
Okay.
Shorter than
She
me.
asks, "Can I help you?"
Yes. Are you Mrs. Hunter?
Yes, I am. Who are you?
My name is Winifred Taylor. Put out my hand to shake.
She stays behind the door, still looking through a cracked door.
All right. I have a bit of news about your husband.
My husband.
Yes.
Come in. She opens the door and closes her around her more tightly and gestures you to some crude but serviceable living room furniture. Just a simple wooden chair.
All right. So.
And she kind of stands and holds her robe around her.
I believe, Miss, that this probably news you would rather take sitting down.
She... Oh, okay. And
Yes.
she moves to a chair. Is Stren all right? I haven't seen him in a week. I was beginning to get worried.
Yes, I'm sure you did. You see, we found him in the woods. He's physically he's fine, but it seems he was kidnapped, and because of that, he seems to be a little worse for wear, unfortunately. I came ahead of my party to make sure that you were made aware, so that when you saw him, you were able to treat him with the most comfortability that was possible.
Yes, yes. Will he be all right? What's happened?
Well, let's say that his captors weren't very nice to him. He was kept in a cage and not treated very well. He seems to be under the impression that that he might have done some bad things, but we know for a fact that that was all just a bad dream, some sort of delusion, and that he is perfectly okay.
Roll deception advantage.
Okay.
Advantage.
Advantage. Okay. Immediate nat one.
Oh my gosh! I'm so glad I called for
Ooh,
advantage.
okay.
So are we.
And
It would have
So
sucked.
there's a 15.
Okay, you're good. Yeah. She
Sweet.
takes your word as gospel.
Yay! Whew. I
I
believe.
suggest lying better.
Lying better. That was what y'all told me to say.
But it's obviously not what your dice were trying to do.
Oh. Okay.
that was to prevent her from just crying on the spot.
Yes. I suggest he might need a bit of a cleaning up, a very hearty meal, maybe kind of work him up to a lot of food, but for now just a little bit of food. You'll be able to see when he's here, and you might need local medics to come in and check on him every once in a while.
Dear.
Yeah.
How far ahead is she from us? Like how far behind her are we?
I'd say you're probably about 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
So easily in time for her to go into town, have this conversation.
So we'll
and figure
stop.
that-
We'll
do all
stop
that.
at the end of this conversation.
So you'll be approaching the town towards the end of this conversation, and then you will then find whatever guards you need and
Okay.
get sent here, or she'll come out and meet you.
Okay.
But she has ample time to handle this conversation.
Sure. I just wanted to know.
Because you are all coming back in on foot, right?
Me and Eritrea are.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions? Anything that you might need to maybe take care of him well enough?
I don't know. There's questions I want to ask, but I don't know that I want to know the answer to.
Sure.
Is he coming back tonight?
Yes, ma'am. And surely, if you have any questions, you can ask your husband when he gets here. He'll have the whole story. Whether he tells you or not is up to him. But I'd much prefer the story coming from him rather than from me.
Well, thank Ashikar that he's coming home. Yes, I'll prepare something for him.
All right. Is there maybe some extended family that can come over and help you as well?
No, not for a couple of days' journey from. We came from Favorship, and we decided to settle here with this village, and seek fortune out here, where there's more for fewer. I can handle things.
All right.
And she begins to stand up and very uncertainly begins to prep a fire and gathers things, a knife, a board,
Okay,
starts preparing.
I'd like to just go ahead and start helping her a little bit
Okay.
as she prepares. Does she seem? I don't know. I guess I kind of want to get a read on her and her
Roll insight.
Okay.
She's a witch.
Ah, the witch.
She's not a witch. She's just a
That
wench.
is a 9.
It's a 9.
Very good.
You know, she's a hard read, but she can. It looks as though she's got a lot on her mind. She's just deep in it's hard to tell, but she's a hard read. But there's stuff going on in her head.
Okay. Well, Miss, one last question for you, and I don't mean to overburden you at this
She
time.
looks up at you from her work,
But
pain in her eyes.
when I originally mentioned that I had news about your husband, you didn't really seem like it was that surprising that he had been gone for a full week. Does he do this often?
Sometimes, yes. He hence our name. But he's a hunter, and many times he will go and spend extended trips in the woods, hunting for game
I see.
and come back. But he has been gone longer than any of his other. Normally he's gone for 3, maybe 4 days. But I just thought that he was having a hard time or was deep in the woods. I was only just beginning to get concerned that something was wrong. Are you sure he'll be all right?
Yes, I'm fairly certain he'll make a 100% recovery.
That is certainly a number. I should figure out what that number is. She nods slowly. Okay, you'll guys go all in town.
Yay.
Alright, so we're in town.
You can find some other guards,
Yeah.
or if you would rather not because you're carrying this dude
He's
on your back.
carrying, so I'm gonna go try to flag down the guard.
Cool.
And I'll ask for the same information.
Cool. And he says, yeah, someone else just. Oh, y'all are the adventurers who came into town, aren't you guys?
Yes, we are together.
Yeah.
Right.
What's wrong with the hunters? Is everything all right?
Everything is right now.
Mr. Hunter, are you all right?
He's
And
fine.
he just
He's-
pays him no heed.
He
He's playing possum right now.
He took a spill while out in the woods, and we are helping him get home.
Roll deception.
Took a spill out of his clothes into some monocles.
He's dressed. He's dressed.
He's got
He's
a
got a
cloak on.
cloak.
Yeah, he's dressed.
With his dress, but he's
your
covered.
cloak on.
He's not naked.
He's covered.
With him slung around his shoulders,
Yeah.
I'm assuming
No
he's
shoes.
probably
I think-
not
What did you say,
identifiably
Rolly?
Deception.
I think we confused our stories.
20.
Oh my god.
Unnatural.
Nice.
Dude.
I wouldn't help him.
He was at 19 on
Woo!
his insights.
Yeah, well,
Just
get
made
good.
it.
Mr. Random Guard.
Wow.
Get
He
good.
was good. Yes, you're just a deception master.
That's the hope.
That was
Dude.
amazing.
So he is hesitant. He looks him over and looks you over and is
I just,
okay.
I give the kindest smile I can.
What? You smile.
I smiled earlier.
Yeah, well, he points you in the direction of the hunter house. 3 doors that way.
As we walk away, I'm gonna raise an eyebrow. Just the entire interaction with this happened.
Oh my gosh. That was. You were this close, dude. Oh my gosh.
Sorry if you had something better. I figured it was more important for the guard to not have time to think than to have time to think.
Fair enough, but I can't say I agree with much of this situation, but that we can discuss later.
Just trust me that his nightmares are over.
That I believe.
You are not with us.
I know. Nimbus just has an epiphany.
He's setting the horses free.
No.
He realizes
Go home!
he realizes horses are people too. Nimbus remembers that he told the town guards earlier that they were chasing after a monster, but that they are suddenly bringing back a person. And he realizes that there might be complications to the narrative that they had previously discussed. And so he starts back to the town guard to talk with them, and just to mind you, this will be perhaps after they have left.
Re-narrate.
But he just wants to confirm that they were able to neutralize the creature, and he was taken care of in the woods.
He, the creature?
The creature, yes.
Okay.
Our
I
horses
would
are
also be
your
curious to know
responsibility.
what Sora's decided to do when
Nimbus just left
Nimbus
you.
has just
Well,
has just up and
Nimbus
had
has
these
left
like
you.
Mind you,
epiphany
I can
eyes
take care of
and
the
just
horses.
walked off.
mind you,
Running
Nimbus
for the village.
would kindly tell Sora that
The
He
horses
has-
are important.
remembered something very important and that he is worried about the group's story and asked her to take care of the horses while he will be back in a matter of minutes, hopefully.
I'm
More than minutes. It's. You'll be back soon.
So it's like
I'll
a
be
10
back in the
minute
near
walk for
future.
the-
Sure, that's fine. Go ahead.
Cool. Yeah. So he roll.
This is Nimbus you're talking to?
Yeah.
Can I
Roll
have
persuade. Well,
can I have advantage since it's the same thing I said
Yeah.
earlier?
yeah. Roll persuasion to with advantage to finish the story off and close the loop to like push to prevent
Surely one of those.
questions from happening.
Okay. This is persuasion, right?
Correct.
Which would be
It is 16.
Nice.
no, it's charisma.
You're good.
I feel like if
He is like duly noted. Thank you.
Once that has been passed off, I will just head back to Sora.
honestly, if I were that guard,
Ridiculous.
I'd be like, 3 people have come and asked about these hunter people.
Well,
I am-
Nimbus didn't ask about the hunter people. He just
Well,
said, "Oh yeah,
well-
we finished the monster."
Oh,
off."
true.
Yeah.
Okay,
He didn't even talk about hunter.
Yeah.
that's good. That's good.
Are we gonna narrate us going to their house
To their
drop
house, yeah.
off the?
Yeah, you're able to drop off the man. If you want to interact with the wife, you can. Otherwise,
Okay.
there's a heartfelt thing. She rushes to the door, hugs him, and does the whole caring wife thing. You're covered in these cuts. Oh, let's get some food in you. Blah blah blah. Happy ending.
Does the house look like they're of good enough means, or like where are they wealth wise?
Hmm.
Probably middle class for the town. Just
Okay,
average.
okay.
It's gonna seem out
Okay.
of place, but I'm gonna look at Stren and say, please give yourself time to heal physically before you try to heal mentally.
He thinks about what you said and slowly nods. Cool.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna actually ask the wife where the nearest medic is in town, and just quickly go over there and essentially tell that person everything that I told the wife, maybe except for the whole like specifics about his captors and stuff like
Okay.
that, but just that he might need help later in the future, so be aware. And then also about the delusions that he might be having.
Go ahead and roll investigation to see if you can find the apothecary
Oh, okay.
at night. You don't know where to go. You're
Well,
not.
I
You don't know
asked
who
I asked the wife.
Oh, you
if
did?
She, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah.
Okay.
Then you're able to find the apothecary. Yeah, she takes note of it, and yeah, she will do what she can. Cool.
Alright,
So we head back toward.
we're heading back to camp, I guess.
Oh, one more thing with the apothecary. I
One
want
more
to.
thing.
Sorry. I want to let her know that she might need to start preparing some kind of sleep medicine to help with nightmares.
She thinks for a minute, grabs a quill and pen, and starts jotting things down and says, "Do the notes, thank you."
If he tells the wife the details of his nightmares, will she be like, "Oh, that's very interesting that actually occurred. How did you know that?"
I don't know. Basically, so Winifred already kind of covered that. It's like,
yeah.
he might talk about some nightmares that
Just play them off.
play them off.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
That is basically
There's
what you said, right?
Yeah, yeah.
that's what
Plus,
I thought.
like it being his wife, I feel like she wouldn't turn him in anyways.
Yeah.
No, we hope not.
A rough marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
a
waiting to
rough-
collect on that insurance money.
So are y'all
To
so
death.
just to confirm, are y'all camping out in the woods, or are you gonna come back to the inn and stay there?
May I, before we do that, may I interject and say, tracks?
Mm.
I mean, we're not. He's not with us.
He's not with us.
Yeah.
I thought you guys said
So
something
once
about-
once you get back,
Once we get back.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
on our
On
way back, do you have something you want to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
While I understand y'all wanting to allow him some sort of peace with ignorance, maybe it's my personal experience, but that ignorance may hurt someone later.
In what way exactly would this ignorance hurt?
If he's not careful who he talks to, you think the similarities of his nightmares and what's been occurring in this town in the last couple of days isn't going to line up? Do you think the loose narrative they have for what happened to this supposed sudden disappearance and his reappearance isn't going to spike some interest?
I think that
Maybe his wife and him should know that they may need to leave town?
if you think they should leave town, then go tell them.
You've already woven a web I can't walk through.
Well, so unless above table, unless Winifred has told us what she told the wife, we don't know that. So
True, but y'all were the people that told
Right.
me to say
yeah,
that.
right.
So
But we don't
So
know
you
if
know-
he deviated or not.
Right.
they don't know. Y'all don't know the details, but you know
Yeah.
the general.
Right.
idea.
Yeah, we had the power.
so
and I think we
you can
discussed
either
what we were
assume
gonna
that I
say.
did follow
Or
or
not.
not, or
Right.
just ask me.
Right. Why do you have reason to believe this will happen again?
Happen again, no. But
Then what is the matter?
are you not angry when somebody you love is killed?
Sure.
Do you think they'll want him around if they find out?
I don't think they will.
So leave
They
the
are-
man to face his own music.
They
When
are-
he was a victim?
They are looking for a monster. We have given them a man. They don't even know what kind of monster they're looking for. For all they know, it could be a giant dog. The thing we gave them walks on 2 feet.
That's it.
If
Well,
these things...
we need to tell the guards that we took care of this monster, like we were sent here to do in the first place.
If they want proof.
Oh wait, you're not here.
Yeah, she's not. We're walking back as we're talking.
I was like, look.
How did you get here?
I like the enthusiasm.
Yes, that's good.
yes,
though.
yes.
We gave them back a man. Based on what I read, and I believe Nimbus saw as well in this book, and I'll pull out the book. In this book, we are going to be cleaning up after these fanatics for a while. However, the story for this town should be done. If we told them that he was the one that killed those men, then all we do is rob another wife of her husband.
I'm not arguing that we should have told everyone, or even the wife for that matter. But at least if the man had knowledge for himself, he could have made a choice instead of suffering to what ignorance he may cause a problem here.
Or he could suffer nothing being ignorant.
So roll the dice rather than make the choice.
I believe that he should be able to roll the dice and make a choice based on what it turns up.
See what you did there.
I agree.
Cool.
Very
Sure.
well then.
So you're back at camp now.
We'll teleport back to yeah.
I'll tell them what I told the town guard.
Cool.
So hopefully they'll feel a little bit better about stuff.
Yeah. Because Sora had the same thought that you did. So. Alright, so we're at our makeshift camp.
Tracks?
Question is, how late is it?
We're approaching like 10:30, 11 o'clock. It's getting pretty late.
For in-game?
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, you're talking real world?
No,
No,
Nimbus,
In game.
Nimbus is asking about tracks.
Because it is 10 something.
Well,
It's only 10:15.
Nimbus is asking about tracks.
while I do
Okay.
think it's important to check those sooner than later, I imagine we're not going to gain much in this darkness.
True. And I certainly wouldn't mind sleeping at an inn.
Just for humor's sake, how old were the tracks?
I think back in my mind with perfect recollection.
So you rolled a what, like a 13 to get those tracks.
I did. Was it a perception check?
It was a perception check.
I might have screwed myself by telling you 15. Because I
What?
think. I could be wrong.
'Cause I said a perception. You said because you rolled 8.
Because Natural Explorer allows me to double proficiency
Oh,
on
so
my
15.
anything within my
Oh.
terrain. So I should have a 15.
Should have had a 15. Okay. You able to tell the tracks are a few hours old.
I will share that information.
You do share that information?
Yes,
You said?
I
Yeah.
will
Okay.
share that.
How, this is Nimbus saying, how tired do we all feel right now?
I can take first watch.
I think we should take first watch on the road.
Arguably, I'd prefer not to lose more food.
We did gather a lot of food.
You don't know how much food you gathered though.
Yeah, we still. I'm going
We
to.
we
I'm
gathered
going to
before
add,
the rucksack.
I'm going to
No,
at
no,
this
'cause
point
they-
look in the rucksack.
Okay,
Well,
cool.
no, but they also looked for rations. You said.
Before the
Yeah,
rucksack.
But we
They
just
do,
they just don't know
but
how
he's-
many rations.
Well, right, but you said like an owl, a
Yeah, so
bird,
you have a days of
stuff
rations there covered from the land.
for all of
I
us.
But
think
then
he's just leaving breadcrumbs because he wants us to open this
Right.
bag
He
already.
really wants us to open the
Yeah.
rucksack.
all right.
It's 8 days of rations, but I just want to
Cool.
give you all a number so I can get it out of my head.
Hooray.
8 days of trail rations out of that
All
thing.
right.
Yeah.
I propose.
Okay.
I propose.
Can you put that on the
Communal.
on the?
I
put it on the
propose.
thing.
Apropos.
I didn't know. Yes, of course. Hey, it must be yes.
Alright.
Oh.
So we got eight days worth collectively, and that's counting the stuff that they found earlier too, or no?
So this is 8 days of individual rations, and then that's 1 day. So I,
One day
we'll
for
call
all
it
of us.
13 total. Yeah.
Okay. But you said
Can
so.
I-
You said it's a couple hours away, or is this a couple hours old?
Couple hours old.
Few hours.
Few hours old.
Right. Okay.
So,
And it's been less than an hour. This
since we checked the tracks.
This trek
Yes.
back and forth. Okay.
Also, we fought less than 3 hours ago, right?
Within 3 hours.
Okay.
Towards the tail end up, but yes,
I propose
something like that.
that a group of us, 2 or 3, go ahead and follow them, and the rest stay here with the horses, get some sleep, and then catch up in the morning on the horses.
Alright. Well, I volunteer to follow the tracks.
I also volunteer.
I know the forest well. I'll go.
So let me get this straight. Are y'all looking at the tracks and then
Follow.
traveling at night
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
after you
well,
see where the tracks lead?
well, we just want to see first of all where they lead, and then we'll make decisions from there.
Okay.
This is a terrible idea. We should either all go after these tracks, or we should all not. That said, I am in favor of going after the tracks.
Nimbus, help me carry these horses.
What?
I think Sora's like misperception of other people's strength compared to her own.
And
It's like part of
to
this element.
respond, I say, I can't carry these horses for you, Sora, but I can carry you.
Then why are you trying to carry the horses?
Pressing X.
X it out.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go. Come on.
Alright, so I guess we're all at this
Alright.
point walking back toward the camp that we found.
Want to bring the horses with you? We're riding the horses there.
Yeah, I'd
Okay,
say
oh,
I'd
that's
say
good. No,
a
that's good, that's good,
rotation,
that's good.
a rotation of
Yeah.
horses, where some of us ride just slightly ahead and then start walking. So that you get rotating the horses.
Yeah, but
Well, there's
the
only
tracks. So the camp is only like 100 yards away, and the tracks just lead somewhere.
Yeah. I'm talking about when we're on the road towards where the tracks are going.
so presumably Eritrea and Nimbus are gonna lead us to wherever this camp was, and then we're gonna follow these tracks.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That I think is the plan right now.
Okay.
I don't think we
already
need to
doing that.
overcomplicate it with extra planning.
No.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Because these are tracks in the forest,
uh-huh.
and they're leading still into the forest.
And
I
Oh
That's
wait,
why
hold
you're
on,
looking
hold
at
on,
me.
hold on.
I'm just really confused.
Hold on. You said they said that the tracks were a couple hours old.
Yes.
that timeline doesn't make sense.
Yes, it does.
Unless it's
Because
a different group of people.
It means
No.
it means the same group of people
It's the same-
possibly split up and one
Yes.
part
Or-
went to the village.
Or it's the same group of people. They went into the forest for something, and then they maybe took the exact same track back, or y'all didn't see their tracks back, and then they went to town.
But
It's possible.
didn't we say,
Although
you said there's one,
spoilers indicate otherwise.
Yeah.
didn't you
I
say that
thought-
there was only one
because-
track leading to town?
Spoilers indicated that there were two
No.
tracks that I could identify leading out of town, but at some point there was a third set of
Well,
tracks.
Well,
that
I
we have not
specifically
seen.
I
Oh.
specifically asked if there was a barefoot or unhuman tracks
There-
among them,
It was
and you
shoes.
said no.
Yeah.
So
We
we
saw
know
two
that
sets.
it's not
Mhm.
the group that went to the town.
We don't know if they're not part of the same group though.
Right.
Because
Right.
we did identify the age being at the site,
Uh-huh.
so we know it's probable that these are part of the same group.
Yes. Yes. Just that they're not the same
They're
people.
probably not the same people.
Yeah. Well,
Give
they're
it-
not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obvious that the camp was connected to them, but given the timeline, it being a few hours, it wouldn't make sense for the tracks to be heading away from the camp when the fighting just occurred a few hours ago.
The fighting didn't. So above table, the fighting didn't occur for a few hours ago. The fighting occurred
About an hour
about
and
an
a half.
hour ago. So basically, the tracks, rough numbers, right? Rough numbers. The tracks were 3 hours old. The fight was an hour ago.
Thereabouts.
So maybe they came from a different direction.
Or right, so they walked this way and then came this way to town. Maybe they walked in. Well,
Well,
that would
hit
work, but still.
they could have hit the river and then walked down toward it.
Exactly.
So you're still saying that they could be the same tracks from the same people?
I think it's the same people. Yes.
Because that wouldn't be the case because there's no monster tracks
The
and
only-
there's no
But that's only leading out of camp.
Yes,
Yeah, but
they
if
would have-
it's-
they
if
would have
it's
had
a
to
few
bring the
hours
monster
ago.
with them.
Yes, they would have had to bring him
There would have
too.
been at least
Stren
some
would have been.
identifiable
That's
Yes.
fair.
Well,
that's fair. That's
yeah.
fair.
Why don't we just follow the tracks
Yeah.
for now?
Yeah.
And again, I think we're
Speculate.
overcomplicating things.
Yeah, probably.
So I'm gonna gloss over this just because we've done everything we can do here,
Okay.
and I'm not gonna hold y'all here. Y'all
Okay.
really don't want me to be.
Great.
But y'all follow the tracks through,
Okay.
and you find this small clearing with a ritual circle drawn in it, full on like occult fetishes on like
Alright, so
5
we're
point
at
star.
the camp.
No, so like once you
Follow
follow the
the
tracks
tracks.
out of
Okay,
camp.
okay,
I'm
okay.
assuming I found
So-
the third set of tracks.
Huh?
I found the third set.
Yeah, you found no. So out of that zone, if you look, you're able to find 3 tracks plus monster tracks.
There
And
we go.
if I assume if
And
they
they
brought
go
us,
towards town.
if they brought us to this,
shoes.
if they brought us to this ritual circle, I would have. I assume
You would have
after
put two and two
reading.
together.
Are there
Exactly.
clothing?
You would have recognized if you looked through and when you found that altered alter self ritual, you saw a diagram of
Right.
this circle.
Right. Okay.
A
Are there-
full-on pentagram circle, occult fetishes,
Cool.
the works,
Cool.
candles.
Cool.
Are there clothing scraps strewn about?
No,
Are there shoes?
no.
Do the tracks indicate that the two men who walked towards the ritual circle were carrying anybody? They would have left heavier imprints.
It's true. It's true.
Or drag marks.
Or drag marks.
If you look at roll perception.
Can I help?
Yes.
I don't know. 5.
You have
plus-
advantage. You have
You
I
have
do have
advantage
advantage and double proficiency.
No, you have advantage.
Oh, I do have
Roll again,
advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I helped.
That's better.
That is better.
That's a lot better. 22.
Oh yeah. The tracks, they were heavy tracks, and so they were a little bit heavy, but you'd see drag marks.
Okay.
Mm.
So above board, to explain what happened here,
Yes.
two dudes walked in front. One dude drugged the dude behind him,
Uh-huh.
which obscured his tracks.
Yeah.
You weren't able to notice the drag marks
Gotcha.
with the 12 or 15 or whatever it was.
So whenever you show us the circle, I'll be able to say this is where they transformed him.
Yes. And then you see all the steps leading.
Right. So
Any lootables?
Just consumed candles and just bones.
so on
Are
this
they scented?
No. Well, unless you count tallow fat.
on this note,
Somebody pay
so it
for
smells like steak. On this note,
Not exactly, but sure.
I'll say, well, unless we feel like traveling at night, I say we take advantage of this conveniently set up camp.
Well, you mean the camp that we came from?
The,
You mean the camp
cult
with the cage? Oh.
Yes, the camp with the cage.
I vote Sora.
The camp with
Sorry.
the cage.
Cage match!
There are already tents. You don't have to set anything up. All we have to do is hitch the horses.
They're probably not coming back, so sure. That sounds-
Alright.
They
Can we
are
gather
assuredly
timber
not
for our
coming back.
presumed fire?
Yeah,
Thank you.
non-issue.
So
Oh.
I've pitched my idea.
Yes, I agree. And I feel sore about having been robbed in recent memory. So I would like to set up traps around camp. And I already
I like
know of
this
2
idea.
that have been set.
Correct.
I agree, and I'll gather some firewood so that hopefully we're not as blind during watch.
Cool.
Before we all go to bed, Winifred, I believe I told you that we may have bigger problems.
I remember.
I'll look to the rest of the group, and I'll pull out the book and open it. I do not understand everything written here. However, what I do understand is that there is magic in this book. And there are names of beings we would rather not come across on this world of ours. Names of above board fiends, demons, what are we calling these?
We'll use the
Fiends, demons, devils.
so fiend is a rough general term for devils and demons and beings of the lower planes.
So we're just gonna call them fiends?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's not just demons
Right.
and it's not just devils.
Okay.
Names
so-
of
You mentioned
those names.
You mentioned earlier that it had their complete names in
Yeah.
there. Don't you have like power over them if you know their names?
To a degree, yeah.
There are names of
So they're true names, yeah.
fiends. True names. With high importance in the lower planes in this book. Along with the name of Bishop. I'll look to you for confirmation.
Yeah.
Which tells me that this plot goes far beyond What's the guy's name?
Kulron.
No. The big bad guy.
Right?
Have you told us his name yet?
Bishop
Taelos?
Knight and Rook. Nope.
Bishop Knight and Rook? Okay, good. Goes far beyond Bishop Knight and Rook. Quite
Actually, no. I did mention Taelos because
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
we had
yeah.
Taylor.
Because it's in the
legend.
legend.
Yeah.
Yes.
Goes far beyond Taelos.
What's beyond Taelos?
Whatever names are written here and more. We need to be careful about who we share the truth with and how much of the truth we share. And I'll look specifically at some people that wanted to share truth earlier. People, not person.
Oh, okay. But they're sitting here. You can look at them.
I did.
Uh,
There is great power moving more than that old man in Favor Sheath may have first let on.
Just so we're clear, the 5 of us are called to defeat the underworld, basically.
Let us hope.
you spoke of full, complete demon names in this. Complete names generally represent a significant degree of power over these fiends. I don't imagine that this knowledge would be known to many. And a couple days ago, you tasked me with considering something that might be worthwhile to the Fae should we ever need to make a deal with them. I would think...
Did I?
Yeah, I have no recollection.
Okay.
of
I
this.
have no recollection of
He
this.
did, it was very interesting.
Okay. I'll believe you, I guess.
It may be something that...
I'll need to go back and
Yeah.
watch the tape.
It may be something that is wrong or whatnot, but...
Whatever.
Here
Anyway,
we are.
continue.
But should we ever need to make some sort of deal, this is a significant token, this book, and any Fae wishing to wield power over the underworld might consider it valuable.
Yes, but equally,
Equally,
not all Fae are worthy of such knowledge.
equally
Agreed.
dangerous. Eritrea mentioned rolling dice earlier. This is one gamble I would not take.
Even for the fate of the world?
Would you
Even
rather?
for the fate of the world.
Would you be saving the world or just changing its enemy?
Just damning it.
Given how dangerous this book seems to be,
It is not the book. It is the names
The knowledge
and the
inside the book.
intentions. Yes.
I'd say all of us take a bit with the book, memorize these names, and then burn it.
If you can read Infernal, you're welcome to try. If you cannot,
And this is not likely the only copy.
I will have to keep it. I'll nod as you say that.
One
But-
cult leader.
Yes, it might not be the last that we encounter, but at least it's one less that other people have a chance of getting a hold of.
This book is a glimpse into the mindset of the enemy. And frankly, my own limited memory aside, I am concerned that we would be giving away maybe even if it's a small advantage, something that can help us. And who knows, maybe it won't play a major part in our journey at all. I just like to have any
Options.
potential boon that might help us in our journey. And I, again, use this term, against a literal god.
Yes, and it may be of help to us, and maybe that's a very small maybe, but it also may be a very, very great danger. Are we willing to take that chance?
Yes.
We are in grave danger now.
More danger.
I would also
That is the point.
argue, given that Gia has stated he is not in full comprehension of all the magical natures within the text, we should extract at least all of the knowledge that we can before we dispose of anything.
Agreed. But dispose of it we should.
Perhaps we're rolling the dice every day that we keep this book. I feel like every day that I've met with each of you that we have rolled the dice. But yes, we take that chance in order to better the world, to save the world.
Question is, are we tossing the dice into the lake, or are we tossing it onto a table?
Let us hope for our sake the dice are loaded in our favor.
Great.
We need to blow on them.
That's all I wanted to say.
Cool.
Okay, can we move on?
Can we rest?
Yes.
Yeah.
Move on. Okay.
Can we rest and can we break?
Yes, we can take a break.
Yay.
Yes, you rest.
Level up,
Watch this
baby!
happen.
Woo.
Yeah, everyone's good. We can take a break.
Can use my cool powers now.
Quick 5-minute
Well,
break.
so
Intense.
What?
I suppose we can begin
Good.
again and resume.
Yeah.
So, starting to this, everyone's getting ready to rest, but you decide that you want to keep reading your scroll, keep figuring things out. So Nimbus, you're reading it to her in the ancient Oa script. You're reading it, and you read it, and you read it. You go through it towards the end, and towards the end, this scroll actually begins to thrum with power. Do you continue to read it?
I would like to place it in her hands and then continue reading it.
Okay.
And it barely rumbles in my hands because I'm so strong.
I am holding it in submission.
I'm like, oh, they left the rumble pack in.
It gives me Drax vibes. Nothing flies over my head. I can catch it.
Nothing goes
So-
over. Catch it.
As you continue reading it, the thrumming of power intensifies, and the wind begins to whip around you as you read it. And are you continuing? Undeterred by just these weird supernatural things going on?
You're continuing, Nimbus.
Dold's axe to the
Don't
rope.
whip it out right
Yes.
now. Pressed against my rib.
I'm assuming we've all went to bed. and
Yes,
given
I'll
it a watch.
continue.
Well, so yeah, we'll have established. Can we interject real quick? We've established at this point watch order.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
they're-
take the last watch.
Yeah, the two of them are doing first watch. Me and Winifred, I guess, will take second, and he'll do last.
Okay. Cool. Works for me.
Okay.
Now the earth begins to tremble, like the very earth beneath your feet.
Well, that's
begins
concerning.
to tremble.
Bro, I'm trying to sleep.
Really dramatic.
And as you continue to read even further, the air drops to a frozen temperature.
Okay, yeah, we can stop now.
Do we wake up from
I
this?
think I'm gonna wake up.
Very
I'm
easy.
like-
I'd say, yeah. That's
I'm like,
reasonable.
at this point, I'm
Sorry.
like, okay, how far does this go?
Got about a paragraph left.
Okay, just hurry, speed read it.
Okay.
So as you're reading through it, auctioneer style.
Have y'all
Um,
seen Evil Dead?
The fire in the center of camp erupts into a bonfire, a blaze, just geyser of fire, right? And at this point, like the fire is loud, the earth is still trembling, the wind is tearing through this area in a whirlwind, and it's cold, but now it's also hot, and it's cold, and it's hot.
We've discovered icy hot.
Yes, you have. And as you finish the last syllable, there is a a coalescence of elements. The very fire from the fire whips around in a serpentine shape. The cold in the air condenses water to the dew point, and it condenses and forms an equal serpentine shape. Full-on rocks and stones from the ground are picked up with the wind as they join the serpentine shape as well, and streak straight towards your head.
Guys, I think the Fire Nation is about to attack.
The Avatar state is now activated, and he's not the Avatar.
Here's the
Yeah,
thing.
you might be
For
the
the
avatar.
record. Sora's holding the scroll.
I know,
Yeah.
I know, but he's the one reading it.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Roll dexterity save.
Oh, no.
I am very dexterous.
Are you gonna get
I want to
decapitated?
establish we are awake at this point,
Uh-huh.
correct?
Are you
Can I
gonna-
dive and shove him out of the way?
You can try.
I could
Give
try.
him advantage on his
Sam
dex save.
being helped.
Can I dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge?
Okay, let's do better than that. It's not the
Let's
worst.
not
it's
do better
the
than that.
best.
Do you want him to die?
That is better.
Do you get
Okay.
decapitated by a
You
random
said, I'm
stone?
sorry, what was the check?
It's a dexterity save.
Just a flat dexterity?
Save.
That is 15.
You fail your
Plus-
save.
Wait,
So this-
wait. No,
dexterity-
he has
It's a
is it a
save.
saving throw?
Saving
Yes.
throw.
So he has He has proficiency, which makes it a 17.
He still fails it. So this coalescence of fire, stone,
Man.
cold water, and air streaks towards your face, and as she begins to dive and push you out of the way, it still hits you. However, it passes through you harmlessly.
Oh, okay.
Thank goodness.
And in turn, as it comes out the back of your head, it takes a straight beeline for your heart. Roll a dex save.
I'm not worried at all.
Oh!
Nat 20.
What's your save modifier?
Dexterity.
Dexterity's gonna be 6.
6.
Okay, so you
26.
dodge out of the way, and it streaks past. Breaks a hole through your tent.
Oh, sorry guys.
Did you just miss the upgrade? She dodged the upgrade.
Oh no! That would be so bad.
No, wait. Continue.
No, what happened? What are you guys doing? How are you responding? Yeah, you dodged the thing. You're fine.
Okay.
Guys, I
So
think
here's
I'm the
thing.
chosen one.
What's the thing do? Is the thing still there? Is the thing still
It just went out the
In the
back of the
tent?
tent.
Oh.
It busted a hole through it.
Just safe way? It's
Wait,
just
who
gone?
was tent?
The
alright.
tent that.
We're
Oh,
staying
well,
here.
wait, were y'all in a tent reading this?
No, they were.
Oh, then never
They were
mind.
our
So,
first watch, so I'm assuming they're out by the fire.
yeah, so then it just streaks through out of town, out of camp into the woods.
Okay, Andrew.
Alright.
Well,
Alright, what was that?
That was interesting. Yes. Any clue? What happened?
Yes,
Well,
please.
Let me
enlighten
quickly
us.
recap what happened.
Okay.
So I roll a dex save.
Where's it? Where's it going?
Where does it come from?
16 plus 6.
22.
Fail. It comes back out of the forest, coming at your back, strikes you square in the back, sends you sprawling towards the ground. Take 50 points of damage.
15.
50.
I'm dead.
50?
I'm dead. I'm
Yeah.
dead.
You're dead.
Oh.
Not dead. Well, actually.
I'm going to run over and spare the dying
So
as
actually-
fast as I
It
can.
should be fine.
No.
40.
No.
My hit points are 7.
17.
Well, she's
She
upgraded.
goes 30.
Okay.
You're level
That's
3.
what I get for not reading your character sheet.
30. So you take 30
Okay,
points
okay.
of damage.
So you're not outright dead, but you are.
Okay, I'm
Here.
about
Man,
to
that was a
revive
roll
her.
and not
That was a
breathe.
retcon of a retcon.
When the DM goes, she not dead, and he goes, she did.
Okay, now she's not dead. He's like, no, she's still dead. I'm like, now she's not dead.
Yeah. Yes, now she's not dead.
But you're still heavily unconscious and dying.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I just want to sleep.
So I guess roll a death saving throw. I covered these with you, right? It's just a flat d20.
Okay.
A 10 and higher is success,
Right.
9 and lower is a fail.
I
How do
believe
you combat the elements?
that is a fail.
I marked down one death saving throw
Well,
failure.
hold on.
I'd
Winifred.
like to do the spare the dying.
Yeah.
That will be an action after her thing.
Okay.
So you still fail 1.
So you spared the dying. So now you are stabilized. So at that point, don't even mark it down.
Yeah.
Because you are stabilized. Cool.
I'm not stabilized.
So she is not dying, but she is at 0 hit points. And not conscious. She's breathing, but she's not conscious, and she has a 0 hit points.
Okay.
With a
I'd like to take the scroll.
Nimbus, you've just almost killed one of your party members. How do you feel?
Cut to the alone time.
Cut to the office style interview.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I finished reading. She told me to. She was holding an axe to my ribs, but I regret my decision.
You know, this just makes, this has taught me that anything can happen in life, and I just value life that much more now. So really, I feel like I've personally grown.
But Sora's dead.
So you learned to never read ancient scrolls. Done deal.
Yeah, like I was going to say though, I'm going to take that scroll and gently roll it up and put it in a pack.
As right after I spare the dying, I would like to just immediately try to figure out what's going on. If I can tell, do I need to do CPR? What's happening?
Well, so she is stabilized. She is no
Right.
longer dying.
Am I conscious at all?
Nope, you are still unconscious because you are at 0 hit points, but you're not dying.
I essentially just mean to reiterate, checking all of the vitals, everything to make sure that nothing else needs to be done, and then proceeding to say, okay, what specifically happened? Is there a hole in her chest? What's going on?
Yes, so she is stable. She is not gonna die.
Yes.
She's not in good shape for whatever reason, but she's good.
Great shape.
As you investigate the wound,
You're in A shape.
Feel the thighs, I'm like, wow, that's really good. She's in good shape.
Clearly does
so
not.
when you look at her, there's this on her back where she was struck. There are the scales where she was struck have been completely eradicated, and you see muscle and even a bit of her spine showing through from the injury. It struck deep. However, you would almost expect to see more damage though, because there's a lot of damage, yes, but that it's severe, but it is a surface wound, all things considered. Just muscle.
It's only a flesh wound.
So it didn't.
Technically, yes.
It didn't go all the way through. It just
No, it
Seeing
didn't
the
go.
spine
It didn't
is
go
not
through
a
and through.
flesh wound.
is
Yes.
the
So her spine is
material
intact.
still there?
And her scales and the flesh beneath the scales have been gone away with.
Okay.
But her spine is faintly visible through the musculature and stuff. But it's everything beneath the flesh is pretty much intact.
Okay.
So we're
And-
bleeding.
And
Really.
is
Well, no, the wound was cauterized by. The wound was cauterized.
By the fire.
and
the
is
fire.
the are the materials still there, or did they just
You
disintegrate?
just see the wound opening and the cauterization.
Okay, so I don't see anything that
You don't see excess moisture outside of whatever blood
or
would be
like
there.
rock or whatever.
And
No
you
rock or
definitely don't
fire.
see rocks. And these were full on rocks,
Yeah.
not just simple pebbles and dust.
Okay,
So
I'm
the
gonna
wound is-
call. I don't know where you're standing, but Eritrea, come over here. We need healing immediately.
Okay.
And
So
calm but
You used your spell
rush.
slot.
I did use my spell
You
slot.
used your
Was it
spell
long
slot.
enough for a short heal?
Nope.
Nope.
And
didn't
short,
think
you
so.
don't recover spells on
You
short
don't
rest.
okay, I didn't
But
know.
don't
Or
you
you
have a
don't.
cure wounds cantrip?
I already spent it on my spell slots. I can't do cure.
I thought you said it was a
Can't
cantrip.
No,
It's
no.
friends cantrip.
Friends is
Oh.
Can,
cantrip. Friends is cantrip.
Can I just do a general, medical, in the wilderness survival medical stuff and try to examine the wound and cover it, make sure there's nothing going into the orifice? I said orifice. I'm not ashamed.
I have a bet that I'm probably slightly better at medical than
Well, so
you.
you actually have a
But,
healer's kit, right?
Yes.
Simple
Okay.
facts.
So
Hey,
so yeah.
We are not measuring
I-
size here. We are trying to save a life.
I assumed
So
that
I would say between the
Artrea
two of
had
you,
the
roll.
cantrip.
Each of you roll. Wait, sorry, what?
I just assumed that she had the cantrip.
There is no
So,
healing cantrip.
Yeah, but that's why I was like, you should come over here. But
Yeah.
if I had known that above board, then I wouldn't have been like,
Oh,
You're
okay.
good.
then I would have just
I'm
immediately
gonna look at you and
started
just be like,
whatever I
I
can.
don't have the ability.
Yeah.
I can't right now. Does anybody have medical supplies?
So she has you have a healer's kit,
Yes.
and again, she is stable. She's
And the
not
wound is
dying.
cauterized, you said.
The wound is cauterized, yes, but there's probably some cloth pads or something in that kit that you could apply to further aid the recovery process.
I'm in retrospect realizing why you asked me if I had one spell slot left, and this hurts. This hurts really bad.
When you said that you prepared spare the dying, that I'm like, okay, I can live with this.
I can live with almost killing you, Sora. Said the DM.
Uh-huh.
This would have been a very interesting session otherwise.
Y'all should have gone last after we got our rest.
Well, only after the 8-hour rest is when you recover your spell
Yeah,
slots.
long.
So
Yeah.
even if you slept for 6 of the 8 hours, you don't get your spell slots back until the 8
So
hours.
on that
Well, I would
note,
have.
I am sleeping.
You are sleeping.
Okay.
I would have those.
Wow.
Because I have
Hey.
trance.
It just
What
takes
happened?
more than a minor earthquake to wake me up. I don't know what to tell you. I'm committed to my 8 hours. All right.
Healthy man right there.
That's right.
So what do you do with
He's
the
got a seat
now
position.
breathing but still very not a lot,
That's
not
a
like
lot.
conscious body?
Before Gia goes to bed.
No, I've been asleep.
What?
That's
You've
what
been
I'm
Oh,
saying.
you didn't come back.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't wake up.
Oh.
Okay. So at this point,
And not awoken by the screams of terror at our friend dying.
I'm gonna ask the group.
Nope.
Do we want to wait Gia to get Sora moved into one of the tents, or do we just want to try to drag her ourselves?
I think
No. Nimbus, you go get Gia.
I am not the one who awakened the giant person who's angry. Angry
As a
man.
small
Nimbus,
person, I-
Nimbus, go wake Gia. Get him to help us pull Sora onto one of these there horses. Eritrea, get one of the horses over here immediately. Help me start pulling her to get her prepared to be on a horse.
Right. I'll put my hand on the top of his back, lean over to his ear.
I'm in my tent.
Wait, how
Yeah.
how are you sleeping? Are you sleeping back, like face up, on the side?
Oh, I'm sleeping on my back. With,
Think where you want my hand to be when this.
I'm sleeping on my back with my arms crossed like this. So I'm like
You
this.
sleep like a vampire.
Goodness.
All right. I put my hand on top. I lean down next to him and just whisper, Gia, there's been an emergency and we need your help for a moment. Please wake up.
There's no emergency. That cannot wait until the morning.
Sora is dying. Would you like me to wait until somebody else is dying too?
I would like you to handle it.
I respect that. And sorry if I have to bother you again after this. And I will walk. I will walk out.
If you didn't already have inspiration, I would give you inspiration.
That was good.
Beautiful.
Oh man.
And
What are you gonna do?
so I walk back.
And Zoe's just over here. I just died.
And I look at the two of them and I say, Gia has told me that he trusts us to deal with this situation on our own. And then
In
I
a manner of speaking.
and I start working.
Okay, I'm going to march towards Nimbus, order him to just help Eritrea, and walk in there myself.
Oh.
I'm going to start putting down a sheet and maybe get a couple of sturdy pieces of wood and I'll tie it around each other like a makeshift stretcher, and
You would know how to do that, yeah.
yeah, and then I'm going to motion to Eritrea to ask her to try to help me, just push her over.
You would roll her, I think.
Yeah.
Roll
Yeah.
her
That's
over.
smart.
And then at that point,
For the record, they should be plenty capable of doing this, right?
Sora's huge.
Sora's
She's not.
huge,
She's
yeah.
not though.
Yes, she is.
really,
300
I
pounds.
don't
Sora's
even
300 pounds.
understand.
I'm 5'7" itty
Okay,
bitty.
but what's her
Sora-
size?
she's 6 foot something.
Medium, but she's 6 foot.
Okay.
Well, and
so
the-
at this
and
Okay,
the-
but her
and the
size
thing
is medium,
Okay.
and so are theirs.
But the thing is,
yeah.
wait,
so
wait, wait.
mechanically
So,
speaking,
above board,
yeah, above board.
we would need you
No, they wouldn't.
because
3 people.
because
No.
she literally has a spine wound.
Why would you need me?
If we try to move her
Uh-huh.
all ourselves,
Also,
we risk doing further damage
well,
to
also,
her spine.
Also-
also
It's
above.
Gonna be
There
totally
is
honest,
there is
that's in
nerve
reality.
damage.
Also above board.
Well,
he's-
yeah.
Also above board. He said that her spine is not visible. It is. You can see the shape basically under the muscle, is what he said.
Yes, but the nerve going down your spine is very, very like
Sensitive.
it is very
Alright.
sensitive.
So am I to my sleep.
I'm just
So, like that's
So-
why to Winifred
Can I
In
the best
reality-
chance
I
would be to get you.
I understand what you're saying.
In reality, yes. In
I'm-
D&D,
Yeah.
y'all can.
Okay.
It's not.
I understand what
She
you're
is
saying.
not going to be
Okay,
further
so-
injured by your
Okay.
moving her in game. But in reality, yes.
Hey,
that
but
would be the
I
correct move in
understand.
reality.
But
Okay,
you-
next time I'll just ask you what reality is.
But you do
that way
makes
we
for great
don't.
storytelling, though.
but you do whatever you want. So
Yes.
if you're committed to this line of action, you keep
Well, I mean,
going.
if it doesn't matter anyways.
Mechanically
I mean,
speaking, no, but narratively speaking, it matters if you want it to
Yeah.
matter.
Does it matter to you that she doesn't care to wake up?
I'm not-
Yes.
He's
Then it
basically
matters,
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
It matters.
I'm not telling you not
I'll
to do it.
offer.
I'm just saying, mechanically speaking, you don't need me.
Yeah,
Well-
mechanically speaking, yes.
Okay.
However, narrative.
would
We're
would
flipping
Winifred?
we're flipping Sora over here onto this makeshift.
Yeah,
chair.
yeah. I'm telling her, okay, just hold her down, keep her as steady as possible. I'm gonna start dragging towards the nearest tent and just try to keep it as steady as possible. I'll take it nice and slow.
Whenever he starts dragging, I'll look at him and say, Winifred wanted her on the horse.
That's true.
I don't know what you're doing.
That's funny. Y'all, again, still the two of you could lift her up on the horse. But
We're just dragging her to a tent.
I'd say the three of y'all could.
So in game,
yeah, so back to character.
would Winifred, considering all of her medical knowledge, have known about your reality thing that you got going on there?
How medically trained are you?
Highly.
Highly? Like
Yes.
proper prepper training?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be honest. If this was for a non-player character and someone who wasn't a hero with hero stats, this would be an issue.
Okay.
But I'm gonna say for purposes of this, because she is an adventurer and she is a player character, which is inherently just a cut above an average person, she will survive it. But how will you survive?
Plus, we got a sick A impromptu stretcher going on here.
Yeah.
We do.
So, but I don't know that you've rendered this level of aid to anyone, and you're probably thinking the worst, and so you're probably gonna fall back on
You are
not
still
level 3 adventurer levels of hardiness.
You are
Okay.
still more than welcome to come try and wake me up
Yes.
if you
Try.
I am.
if you want.
At the very least, for the principle of it.
Because again, mechanically, she'll be fine. Y'all can probably get her on a horse.
Dude's like,
I
it's
would
not
say
my
we'll-
shift.
I would say it would take the 3 of you to get her on a horse.
Come on, break.
But
My name's
narratively
Scruffy.
speaking,
I'm
hop
on
off.
break.
Okay.
Do your thing.
I'm going to
Be angry.
rush in. The pole that's holding up the tent, I'm just gonna like toss it. Gonna take my canteen, pour it right on his head. And
So with the tent caved in?
no, I tossed it. Like I threw it.
Oh,
that
so
way.
you've tossed the tent off over.
Yes.
Gotcha. So I would say with that, you'd probably rip the
Winifred's
canvas
not here to
off.
make friends.
Well,
and then you would toss
I'm
the
expecting
whole
it would just. Well, I don't know what type of tent you have in mind. I was expecting just the one that has the tent pole in the middle,
I'm thinking
that, with the like stakes in the ground. But I don't know how.
Yeah, I'm thinking more of
how,
the triangular one, so it's supported on two ends. So you would, like, as you're coming in, you would probably rip the canvas off of one side and throw it over the other end,
Okay, yeah.
and letting the poles clatter to the ground.
Yeah. Pouring water on him and scream, like, get right up next to him.
Like drill sergeant style.
Yes. What a part of emergency do you not understand?
What part of sleep do you not understand?
Is your sleep more worth it than someone's life?
Are you not capable of saving someone's life without me?
You told me to trust you.
I
If I am to trust you, you are to care. And right now, you do not care.
did I not care earlier?
Earlier, when you threatened to torture someone, I don't have time for this. And I walk out.
When I saved someone.
I can't hear you.
I mean, you can. I'll say it immediately after you do, so you can
How
choose to
loud are
ignore
you?
it.
How loud are you talking?
Loud enough for you to hear.
Okay.
Okay.
So like you're like yelling.
He's projecting
No,
his
because
voice.
if you say it and then immediately turn around, I'll just respond to you.
Yeah, so he'll be
Okay,
audible
okay.
because there is no tent anymore. He's audible
True.
for at least
A few seconds.
10 feet, if
Yeah,
not
yeah.
20, 30.
You just
Now,
hear.
and now seeing and now seeing that I have no tent, I'll sit up.
The earth shakes.
The earth trembles at the might of Shia.
Well, now that I'm awake, what do you need?
Why look at me? Look at them.
I look over like, well, we need to move her from here
If
to over there.
if you care to help, finally move Sora onto that there horse.
I am not your mule.
Currently,
Do not command me.
currently, this is a situation that requires immediate attention. You
Don't.
either do what I say, or I will no longer be protecting you.
I do not.
So at this point,
Whether-
Sora's on the stretcher being pulled by Nimbus and Eritrea, and they are right in front of the two of you by the tent while you're having this argument.
All right, so they're behind. They're
No, they're
beside
like-
us.
No, we're like
Right up
yeah.
beside you,
Okay.
like with the
Like,
stretcher,
in the-
with
in the,
an
like,
unconscious Sora
2
with a
seconds
massive
that we've been
wound.
like yelling at
That's-
each other.
Well, no, because they've been working the whole time.
You were like
How long
going
did it
into
take
the tent, having like a conversation,
we'll
and
say-
That took like
They
10
drug the stretcher
seconds.
over to you, but at some point in your debate
Because
conversation,
they well, so
Okay.
so
I just
for-
didn't know how long
yeah.
it took to like manufacture a
So for,
stretcher.
so for the record, they started manufacturing the
Yes.
stretcher, and it came to got her on it, and then started carrying her after you came
Right.
to talk to me.
But that's
Right.
why
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
asking
Yeah,
the
yeah.
DM
it was like
how long
Eh.
exactly would
I
that
don't
be
know,
in
but
comparison to
I don't know if it serves the
the
narrative.
quick. Okay.
I don't know.
so.
Time is weird in D&D.
So
Yes, they just fast forward.
I mean, if you want to help her move the last like 5 feet, great.
I'm not.
Well, so she needs to get up on a horse.
Yes.
I think that's the biggest issue, getting her
that's
lifted
the
vertically.
So
issue.
my
I
assumption
will-
of what the getting her on the horse part was, we were gonna go see the apothecary that we already
Yes.
identified.
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Nice. Good assumption.
But,
Sora's over here
but
just
I also
sitting
don't
her
blame
ass.
him because he wasn't with us, so he doesn't know we know where they are.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I will.
And I'm just gonna look aside and look at Winifred and be like, "Are we taking it, or are we going back to town?"
I will. If they're beside me, I'm just gonna assume that I know they're beside me, and I will
You feel their presence.
I will seize Sora. I am not your mule. Do not command me as such. I am more than a giant. And I'll put her on the horse, and then I will lay back down.
Dang.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So Sora's on a horse now.
I will
Slung
then,
over like.
after
belly
that.
down.
So after that, I'll message to Winifred. You should learn to see others for more than just how they look.
You assume much more than you think I do.
I'll message again. I know you regret who you are.
Alright, I guess while whatever's going on.
Okay, I get to
Like
respond to
mental
that,
block
right?
details.
Yes,
Yeah.
get a
Okay,
response.
okay, I was
Yeah,
like,
get a
okay,
message,
y'all-
get a response.
But I imagine though that she's like just looking at him,
Just
and you see her
intense staring.
I just
as she's
like,
talking, and I'm like, so like I guess we'll go. And
Yeah,
Start
I'm not saying it loud enough for anybody else to hear.
No, and I
No, no,
assume
no.
I assume that I'm
You assume
continuing
this is all mental
to move
communication.
as,
Right.
as he's like talking to me. I'm
okay.
you know, I'm continuing to like rush along with her on the horse.
take the horse and start leading in the general direction
Yeah,
of town.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you're already like approaching the end of camp.
Yeah, basically, I
And-
feel like time pertinent argument, maybe not important.
And
Kind
as
of
we go
mindset.
on, be like, okay, the trap's there.
Mm.
Go there.
I'm very protective about these traps that I set up. I need them for the horses.
No, I'm trying.
To
I'm
lead
not
her around
trying
the
to
traps.
protect the traps from the horses.
No, I know.
I'm trying to
I know.
protect the horses from the
Right,
traps.
right. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, I got you.
And I spent hours.
You did.
I spent like at
Those-
least 5 minutes on that trap.
Those traps are
While we're
important for
sitting here
us.
calling these out, she's gonna be like, Nimbus, why'd you sell so many?
Can
We're
I
not losing
respond now?
another
Huh?
friggin'
Can I
horse.
respond now?
Yeah.
Okay. You just kind of, I guess you'd kind of feel like the deep. Like,
I'll hear it in my
hatred.
ears.
Yeah. But I'm saying like just kind of like a seething, as she says. If you act like a mule, you will be treated as such.
I haven't, so that's fine.
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't.
Refusing to get up.
No,
Yep, that's exactly what a mule would do.
no.
No, I wasn't. Yes, you were. No, I wasn't.
It's like this whole time she's walking along, she's like,
As soon as y'all get 120 feet out, like the messages stop.
I'm not gonna respond.
Yeah, okay.
That's fine. She's entitled to her opinion, as wrong as it may be.
And he's entitled to his, as wrong as it may be.
Except I know I'm not.
Well,
As
we
does
can't
she.
both be wrong.
But we can't.
You're wrong because you're not an apothecary yet. So.
I have session proof to go back to.
Session proof.
why are we
What?
doing this?
I know, yeah.
This is
I'm
all above
confused.
table. Why are we doing this?
I know,
It's got personal.
At least-
I know.
This
Wait,
I feel like it's a little too personal.
I like at least
Say nothing personal. Let's
I was
move
like,
on.
at
I'm
least
not. No, it's
at
not.
least
it's
make
not
this
personal.
in character.
I just
It's
meant
not
like,
personal.
I thought that it was
Yeah,
until
yeah,
that
yeah.
until that point. I was like, wait a second.
There's here being
Okay.
that girlfriend who's like, you said.
Yeah, really?
That's funny.
So, nothing personal?
Huh?
Nothing personal?
Oh yeah, no.
Nothing
No.
personal. Okay.
See, I didn't think it was until that
Yeah,
last
no.
comment. I was like, wait a second,
Yeah.
what's happening?
I'm just saying. No. There's nothing personal.
Okay. Yeah. I know that we're all good. That was all.
Yeah. We're all good. We're all good.
All right.
Yeah, of course.
I'm
Can
just
I-
laughing because y'all are sitting here being like, no, he's no here, no here.
Can we sequence this? Like, can we walk her down to the apothecary,
Uh-huh.
knock on the door,
Beat on the door.
and while Winifred is like, yeah, we gotta help her, I'll be like, I'll pull out my pillow from my traveling pillow from my pack and
My pillow.
your pillow.
No,
I
it's
said
called a
my
my
pillow.
pillow.
The
Best
brand.
pillow brand.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you.
I don't know pillow brands.
Neither do I know the
either,
Walmart
it's
brand.
just no my pillow.
Yeah.
My pillow commercials.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the only pillow that I know.
Because it's your pillow.
So yeah, exactly.
Anyway, while they're
It's a pillow. It's an owlbear.
Unless
It's a pillow owlbear.
unless something else needs to be done, I'm going to take my pillow out and lay down against the entrance of the place next to it and start resting while they take care of things in there.
Cool. So you all beat on the door of the apothecary. You wait about 30 seconds or a minute as someone comes to the door. The apothecary lady. She comes up groggily. She says, "What's the matter?" And she sees Sora draped over the horse, and she's like, "Oh shoot, bring her on in." And she at the table, like she throws everything off the table. She assists y'all in helping to get her off the horse in whatever way is possible.
Good.
She gets her rolled on her stomach because I assume someone would mention where the wound was, what happened, blah blah blah. When she asks what happened, how did this injury occur, what would y'all answer? Yeah, you don't know. It just hit you in the back and you didn't even see it.
Just this.
Some sort of ethereal fire, something magic-y.
Just some BS, whatever. It's
Uh,
fine.
if I were to lie,
It's almost as if fate is fighting against
I
you.
would probably say that a scuff broke out between two members of our party, and Sora fell over on top of the fire.
Oh, so now you're okay with lying to the town.
Yeah,
Hey,
I know,
lying for help.
It's
No more above
neutral.
table.
Exactly.
In person or not at all.
There is no bad outcome about lying in this situation. There is bad outcome that could have come from otherwise.
Nah,
That's fair.
it's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. The world burns behind him like a bee.
Everything
As
is
you
off.
sleep, it makes no sense.
You say ethereal fire. You say
so
a fight
He's
is
outside
going.
and
Oh,
sleeping
okay.
on a pillow. He
Well,
doesn't
so this is I assume he goes out to sleep on the pillow
Well,
after
I
she's
imagine
taken
I
it.
helped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she-
okay.
yeah.
I'm assuming you just
So we're
literally we
rewinding-
got her
yeah.
here.
Oh my god, you guys.
Yeah.
You just keep
Nimbus isn't heartless.
Mm.
No offense.
Did I hear a
So
Some of us have too many hearts.
He's already said something. I'm not going to change.
wait,
it.
is someone here a Time Lord?
Do you have the
Yes.
kingdom hearts?
If he's in the room and has already said that, I'm not going to say.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's
Yeah, I'm
ethereal
not
fire.
changing the story.
Meanwhile,
Okay.
Sora's like,
Nimbus
please
is
let me
too
not
tired
die.
to make up
It's fine,
shenanigans.
guys.
Yeah,
Don't
it's
think you
fine. I'm
are.
fine. Hey, I helped.
And
Regardless
she
of what
here
anybody
trapped in her
says, I
mind is
helped.
just juggling axes in her mind space as she's not dead but unconscious.
I'm doing martial arts in my dreams.
So
She's
says,
trying to- she's
this
trying to-
crazy vivid dream. I know kung fu.
Yeah, she's fighting with some sort of panda.
And there's this dude in a trench coat with sunglasses. We don't even know what sunglasses are, but he's wearing them.
He's wearing.
I remember him.
If you take
There's a spoon in his hand, but it's
Yeah.
not a spoon.
Yeah.
If they
Say
got
whatever.
Sora
If you take the red pill,
here with
you
whatever,
wake up.
I'm gonna break off and literally just start walking out of camp.
You wake up
Okay.
as a human. You're like,
And
ah!
I look up, okay, yeah, fine, I'll stay here.
Yeah.
I was
So
wondering if
we
Fred
can
was
kind of fast forward through
He's
this.
the only person
The
who
apothecary
can
gets you
get up.
stabilized. She gets you fine.
So I'm conscious again?
Huh?
Am I
I
conscious
don't
now?
think
No.
so.
Oh,
You're not conscious. You're not gonna be conscious at least until morning.
cool.
But you're admitted to the apothecary. She starts working. She starts prepping up poultices and herbs and applying them to your injury, and talking to Winifred because Nimbus by this time is already laid down. You're already back to camp. She's like, hey, this is a serious injury. I don't know what could cause this. She took me out for days recovering from this. She might not even wake up until she's here. So has she had food recently? Blah blah blah. Making sure she's not starved. We need to be able to force water down her. We need to force fluids later. Going through all these things. We'll gloss over that. None of that's important. You're sleeping. You're also sleeping. You're walking back to camp.
I will stay.
I imagine you and Nimbus would stay with her.
I thought he was sleeping.
He's there.
He's there. at the
Oh,
apothecary.
okay.
She's completing her
Okay,
sentence or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Oh
kind
yeah.
of.
You'll go to sleep there, but yeah, regardless.
Yeah.
I'll kind of just sleep by her
I can't see
bedside
through much
essentially.
I'll
Like
sleep
doze.
next to the doorway, basically.
Okay.
Wait, it fits you perfectly. It fits you big. It doesn't fit me like that.
Maybe you just have
It's
to.
got big head.
Oh.
I do have a big head. Maybe you just have to pull it down a little more.
Let's try.
It's the chin.
The crimson chin.
Yeah, no.
Crane's
Maybe you
head
gotta
back
push it
towards
up.
their mouth.
Maybe put
No, try pulling it down a little more. Yeah, like that.
I can't.
You can't see?
They actually
She's
look you
less
through the
than she
forehead
can.
right now.
Your knees. Your knees.
What about?
Wait, do you see my knees?
Start to move. How's that?
Same.
It's the same. I don't know what to tell you.
Regardless, so
Anyway.
y'all are both sleeping at the apothecary
Yeah.
overnight, kind of death watch kind of stuff. And you're walking back to.
I'm walking back, and I guess I'm keeping watch over the rest of these horses until I go with Gia
I
up
feel your
there.
pain.
Cool. So basically, you have the two of you splitting first and second watch at this point. Y'all are both staying with Sora at the apothecary, waking up here after the night to care for her, tend to her. But no one's doing any strenuous activity, so you do all get your long rest.
Yay!
You all do level up to level 3,
Thank you.
and the sun rises, and everyone's alive. Woo! No one died. No one was assassinated.
No horses were stolen?
No horses were
Okay,
stolen.
good.
After 3 checks.
Yeah. So the two of you, we're not gonna worry about the camp for now. By the time the sun rises
You can
and
take it off, Sora, if you want.
This is the most extreme level up.
yes, oh, I didn't see your hand holding that stick, and I'm like, wait, what the actual flip? The stick raise and float over. Like, what?
You can do actual magic.
And they
Yeah.
say Nimbus can't do magic.
Yeah. And then I like was scanning the stick and I eventually saw your hand. I'm like, okay, we're good. Reality's intact.
For now.
we had about a couple seconds of insanity there. Holy. Okay. So we wake up. Camera basically zooms on the apothecary and Nimbus and Sora, Nimbus and Winifred, you get your long rest and you're rested, but it's like it wasn't a great rest. Okay, so you kind of wake up groggy because you were waking up in the middle of the night, all that stuff. But you do get the effects of your long rest. You have all your spell slots refilled. You got your level up. You are both waken up by by 2 heavy footfalls because you wake up, nothing ever happened, and you turn your feet off, get off the table and get ready and stand up with 0 recollection of any of this. You remember the scroll and the weird thing, it went through Nimbus, but yeah.
How did I get here?
Honey.
What happened?
I carried you all the way from camp by myself.
That is not
Yeah. Sora doesn't need to roll perception to know you're lying.
Yeah. There's no way that was a possibility.
And Nimbus, he as soon as he sees a shred of doubt, he's like, yeah.
First,
For 2 seconds.
Yeah.
first of all, let's have a seat. Let's have a seat. Do you remember what happened last night when Nimbus was reading some kind of scroll thing?
Do you remember the 21st of September?
Oh.
The last thing I remember is everyone going to sleep in the tent, and me and Nimbus taking watch, and I just kind of blacked out after that.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm back.
I'll go ahead and just check out. Is it still in the same sort of? Has it regrown anything? Can we still
All her
see
scales
her
are fully intact.
Okay.
Complete recovery.
Okay.
Instantaneous, miraculous recovery.
All right. Well.
Because a long rest heals all your hit points. So,
Yay!
Something happened with magic. Nimbus could probably explain it a little bit better, but
I'll tell you that on the way
and real
back.
quick, Zoe, did you add your hit points that you took for this level up?
I didn't.
So go ahead and add the 5 plus Constitution modifier.
Well, because the last
To
session
your
I ended
maximum.
on 10, and then I did the 5 plus the 2,
So that's
so I
takes
got
you 17.
Yeah.
That was at level 2. So now you're at plus 5 plus Constitution of 1.
Okay, so plus 5 plus Constitution 2.
So you're up to 24.
So 7, so yeah, it should be 24.
So that's
Same
your,
as me.
that's your new hit point maximum.
Twinsies.
Wow.
No triplets. Nice.
Where's everyone at?
Well, Eritrea went back to camp. A certain someone didn't come with us. Sorry to say, he didn't really seem to care too much
Well,
about.
Can I interject at this point and be like, let's not start pointing fingers. Let's just
I'm telling her the truth.
that scroll was
You know,
Well,
she says you didn't seem to care much.
Well, I just met the guy, so.
I'm not
that-
lying.
that scroll was more dangerous than we
You don't think you're lying.
realized. You were in short, badly hurt and burned, but you seem to have made a complete
Let-
recovery.
What do you
Let
mean?
me let me say it like this. For a few seconds, you were dead.
Which heaven is
It was
real?
actually Winifred's quick thinking. Winifred's quick
Guys,
thinking
guess
was
what I saw?
actually instrumental in helping stabilize you.
Thank you.
Of course, honey.
Thank
Anything.
you for carrying me all by yourself.
So at this point in time, the apothecary's coming out of her room hearing voices, and she's like, why are you all talking? She needs, why are you not resting? And she comes over and pushes you back on the table, lays you down, and turns you back over and looks to check your wound. And she stumbles backwards at just the sight of the full total recovery, and she's like, there's no way. There's no way.
What?
Doesn't
I
everybody
fractured
recover
this on
after
your
one
spine
night?
just last night. You were gravely injured, mortally wounded.
Well, you're a great apothecary. Thank you.
Thank you for the flattery, but I'm good, but I'm not that good. What is this you say about a scroll? A scroll?
Yeah.
Did this to her? Did you say it was some of a theory? Can I see this scroll?
I'm sorry.
No. I second
Oh, it's her
that.
hands like okay.
For your own safety, I would advise you. I will not allow it.
That's
So,
as
also, would they have it? Because he stuck it in a sack, and I don't
Did he
think.
bring his stuff with him?
Don't know. Did you bring your stuff with you? Would you have been bringing your stuff with you while we hauled her on the stretcher, and then Gia just throws her on the horse and we start walking off?
Wait.
Like
I'm not
he
just-
threw the man to the ground.
I did not throw her on the horse.
If I was-
I'm saying it in the sense of it was a hasty transition.
I specifically said I set her on
Set
the
her
I
on
horse.
the
think
horse,
I think
yes.
I was on shift while I was reading it off, so I probably still would have had my weapons and stuff
okay.
with me. So maybe I put it in a pack on
Okay.
myself. No matter what, I'm not going to show any sign that I have it on my person. And
It's
I'll
definitely
just
not this
say,
big scroll on my back.
I'm
What?
saying, I thank you for your help, ma'am, but I don't believe it would be safe for another individual to view the scroll at this time.
She holds her hand out.
I'm gonna say, we need some privacy, please. I feel fine, thank you.
I had to see what did this to you,
No.
Oh,
so I can prepare for next time.
I thought she wanted money.
No.
Do
Ma'am, you're going to need to convince me and have a very good reason of why you should see the scroll.
I saved your life, didn't I?
I'm not certain of that, actually. Again,
quick question. Do you happen to speak or read?
Elvish.
Can you read that?
Yeah.
You can read Elvish. Is
Yeah, I grew up in another town over, and our neighbors were nomadic elves. Yeah.
Is there
They taught me how to read this Elvish.
what sort of
What?
dialects? And let me just say,
Kindarin,
is
the
there
local dialect.
is there any? Do you know of any information on this
someone
specific
specific fighting against me.
this specific type of magic that they might be reading about in this here scroll?
What type of magic? I haven't seen the scroll yet. I don't know what kind of magic you're talking
Nimbus,
about.
explain a little bit about the or Sora maybe
So
explain
what-
a little bit.
Sora, it is
The
your
magic.
Sora, it's your scroll. I will let you decide. This is the scroll that gravely injured you.
Can we have a moment, please? And I pull you.
Okay.
Or like, I just yank you.
What do you need to know?
What did you see last night?
Speak up.
What did you see last night?
More.
What did you see last night?
Speak
What
to the
did you
gods.
see?
Okay. Last night, Out of earshot.
Okay. So you're whispering in the corner, yeah.
Yes. Last night, you and I were going through the scroll together. I was reading it. It started shaking. I gave it to you to hold on to it and continued reading. The very air around us began to freeze, and then fire erupted from our campfire in a geyser's form. After which, an ethereal fire came out of the ether.
Well, it was the very fire
It
from
was
the
the
campfire.
fire from the camp.
And it,
yeah.
like, snake corkscrewed around and...
It was so fast that even I was not able to dodge it. And amazingly, you're right, you are fast.
Friggin' 26!
You dodged it, and then it came back around and hit you in the back. Knocked you out, practically killed you. She had to stabilize you to prevent you from
It
dying.
was pretty much a cheap
And-
shot.
It was.
And with effort from all of the others, no matter what some people might say, you were brought here, and now here you are seemingly uninjured.
So hypothetically speaking, if this woman was to read the scroll, it could happen to her as well? Or do you think it's like a one-shot type of thing?
I unfortunately, my knowledge, I can just tell you I read what we read,
So
and
you,
what happened has happened.
so you already know what it says. You don't need her to read this.
She said that she spoke or could read
She could read Elvish.
Kindarin, is what he said.
That's the
Mandarin
dialect that...
dialect.
Yeah.
The most common
Is it-
dialect.
Is it the right one?
She'll be able to read it. She'll be able to read it
I
just as well
think-
as you did.
It might be beneficial. I personally wouldn't feel comfortable with her reading the whole thing out loud.
It's like this voice in my head wants me to give her the scroll to read.
Side eye.
Before
If
you
this
go to
person
her, I
could-
want to catch you and to take you aside.
Yeah.
But you guys can touch yourself
But
first.
I won't do it without your permission.
I'm so glad I stayed again.
Oh.
I'm back with you.
I'm not gonna tell you what to do or anything like that, but I saw a bit of what happened with Nimbus and all, and it was a disaster, to say the least. I think it may be beneficial to have a second opinion. Maybe that wasn't supposed to happen, and she might know more.
I concur.
Okay. Hand her the scroll, reluctantly.
I carefully take it out of my package.
The scroll isn't there.
Okay, well that's
It's disappeared.
okay.
It's gone.
Well,
She probably saw sticky fingers.
Okay. then.
So,
S,
what
as
did
the
you
kids may
do?
say.
okay.
Press S in the chat.
So,
you know
guys,
you know what word it means.
great story. No.
We were just kidding, Miss Apothecary Lady. There is no scroll.
I,
Teach everything back.
I'm
So I'm
sorry.
just thinking about the stick figure guy. He's like,
I'll just say, I'm sorry. It seems the scroll that was certainly in this pack last night when we came in is no longer in this pack.
I'm sorry, you threw off the Emperor's groove.
And
please don't die.
are you?
Please don't make it two.
No promises.
Oh.
Where we going?
Did you see anyone come in or out?
No, this house has the best lock out of all the houses in the village.
I do a quick check around, make sure there's no sign of anyone.
Nope, no signs of 4th century. All windows closed, doors locked. Heck, no dusty footprints from coming in the door.
I sigh to myself and say, this is why I don't do magic.
Maybe it served its purpose.
Maybe, Sora. I'm sorry that you didn't get the chance to see it again, but I'm very happy that you're doing better now.
I'm glad you got to experience.
Thank you. Do you feel well enough to move?
We need to get going.
Okay. Miss Apothecary, how much do I owe you?
Don't worry about it. You folks saved the town. It's the least we can do.
Thank you for your generosity.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for your bravery.
You can come with us if you want.
You can be another
We need a
party
good
member.
Bring your drugs.
I'm not big on the road.
Oh,
I'm not
Sora,
big on
Sora.
traveling.
We already have one too many according to the legend. I don't know if that would be safe for her.
I'm gonna pretend I'm not hearing what you're talking about. Can you leave?
That.
Look,
See,
I'm awake further than I normally am.
I would like to vindicate myself about me wanting to be honest, and she's just like openly talking about.
Wait, what?
Grandmother guard.
No.
Like,
I was whispering
Okay.
to.
Okay, let's
that
go.
wasn't.
No.
Because he's like talking in character, like he's hearing it. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I know. I was like, I'm just.
I didn't know that you were speaking that quietly.
Well, you said even though we're whispering, we gotta speak louder. So I
Oh,
was like,
I
I was
know you
like
were still whispering.
Sora.
I'm sorry.
I was like
That's true.
Sora. That's why I
okay,
addressed
that's true.
her.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
And I was
That's
just
fine.
being
That's
silly.
good,
I
that's
didn't
good.
actually invite her.
yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
All right.
I'm just-
Back to camp before Winifred
Yeah.
throws somebody else under a horse.
What did I throw under a horse?
I'm on your side.
Maybe you didn't read it right.
I said we could get a second opinion, okay?
Yes, like doctors are supposed to give.
Yes.
That was why I laughed. I thought
The
that was
apothecary, ancient scroll reading, who happen to have neighbors who can.
read
Okay,
Elvish.
whatever. Back to camp.
Yeah.
Well, no, in world the elves are nomadic.
Oh, sorry. That's okay.
So there are very few elves that live on this continent, and they are all nomadic.
I know this. Some of my best friends are elves.
I have a very good guess that someone even closer to you is an elf.
Yeah, him.
I know there's me. Do you know anyone else?
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause
No,
we
no,
don't.
not just you, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. We only know a human.
All right, back to camp.
Okay, on the way there, I would like to pull Sora aside away from Nimbus and kind of recount the story of what happened with Gia. Truthfully, just laying everything out on the table, saying, I could have misunderstood where he was coming from, but I got Nimbus to go and tell him that it was an emergency. I don't know exactly what he said, but I assume he told them the truth, and Gia did nothing. I had to go in and wake him up myself, which was met with extreme aggression, that he was not happy to help. Just to warn you, again, it may have just been misunderstanding. Maybe Nimbus didn't tell him properly what was happening. I made sure to tell him what was happening, and even after that, he was unhappy to help, to say the least. I realized that I had trusted him before, and I now realize that was a grave mistake. So you can do with that knowledge what you wish.
Winifred, I'm alive. And moving forward, do you think this will affect the way that we operate? You're not being able to trust Gia?
Honestly, yeah. I think we're all pulled into this destiny together, and we should be able to trust each other and should be able to rely on each other. And from just that one moment and that dire need when you were on death's door, he did not come to your aid. So I am convinced that he would not come to mine either.
Everything worked out, so I have a feeling that this is all going to work out.
It's a good attitude. You just watch out for yourself, and I'll try my best to watch out for you as well.
Nimbus, do you
Do you hear a medieval bus? I believe I hear a medieval bus backing up over me.
It's as if suddenly thousands
Is it,
of voices cried out,
Hmm.
and all of them were thrown under a horse.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Weird.
Which
Almost as if
is,
somebody was
was it
lying.
was it deserved?
Almost as if somebody was
Okay,
lying.
okay, let's keep going.
Hey, y'all started it.
We did not. But that's funny.
Yes, you did. What?
I don't know if it's at table height or below table, but let's get back to the...
Yeah.
Agreed.
I'm
No
gonna
more
give it
under
so
bus
much ammunition.
talk.
Yeah.
So much ammunition right now. Thanks, you
That's
guys.
great.
Oh my gosh. Can I like...
I am totally
Okay,
committed to
over
my
the last
character.
like
Me too.
evening, like day
I
or
know
two,
Yeah. I
uh,
love this.
Nimbus
I
has
love work.
noticed
I have a
a
comment for you later.
trend of bickering and mistrust and pointed accusations. Is he picking up any? Can I pick up like any whiff of like what's going on back there? Because I mean, already at the apothecary, there is.
I would have you roll perception for that.
Okay.
I believe in you.
And so we're meant to say that your feelings are.
If you want to use your inspiration, did I give you inspiration?
Hold on,
yet?
did you?
Thank
You
you.
did.
Yes, yes, you did.
And
If
just
you want,
for,
you can use
Do
it.
you want
For
another
the-
candy?
for the
You
re-
can
for
have
the
another
record-
candy if you want.
For the record, Sora said that Winifred's feelings are completely valid.
Yes.
Cool. Validation.
Oh, all right, we'll see. I'm using my inspiration.
Well, you can if you.
I'll say you can apply inspiration after a bad guy. Right?
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I think that's a house rule. but
that
we'll
is
do that.
that's normally how it works.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
This was perception. You said.
Yes.
So, 19.
19. Yeah. You're able to pick up bits and pieces from them that it sounds and feels a little bit like distrust. You don't get the whole story, but you get just a general feeling of distrust.
Disgrace.
All right. Let's keep walking. And at the edge of camp, right before we get back, I'll kind of say, Sora, why don't you go talk to the others, let them know you're okay. And Winifred, I'd like to speak to you for a moment.
All right.
I was like,
Oh my gosh!
you're awake?
I assume we're gonna let this moment happen first, or do you want us
I'll
to talk
say
to
we'll let
Sora?
this moment happen first, and then we'll
Okay.
go to you.
Okay.
Winifred, you and I, first of all, I'm happy that we share many things in common.
A few things.
Yeah. Enough that, one, I feel excited to have met you. And I feel happy that you've been around to provide invaluable protection for both our stricken friend earlier and for Sora now. Over the last, mostly in the last 24 hours, I've noticed that you've come to make enemies where there are friends. And each of us here, obviously we've only known each other for a few days. And there will be time enough for us to know each other better and to now mind you, he's still very tired as he says this. There will be time to grow that trust. But we can't spend our time sowing the seeds of distrust among each other. And I would ask that any disagreements that you have, openness is our friend here. And if we wish to develop trust between each other, it's more important that we are open with each other. We can take our grievances to each other and air them directly.
And what exactly is this in reference to? In the spirit of openness, as you say.
Absolutely. Well, in the last couple of days, I can count at least 3 instances where you have taken up, I wouldn't say taken up arms against one of us. First, maybe myself, then perhaps Gia. But most importantly, I'm concerned that you might be telling Sora or any of us that we can't be trusted before we've had time to cultivate that trust.
Right. And let me ask you this. If someone were to specifically show you that they are not to be trusted, would you not tell your friends that to make sure that they don't fall into damage as you might have?
I wouldn't do it secretly one by one without the knowledge of the others in hopes that they would develop a bias against them secretly.
It was not one by one. It was me, you, and Sora. You have already made your allegiances known back at the apothecary. So, I spoke with Sora, my friend.
When you say allegiance, what does that mean to you?
Allegiance
Yes.
means friends and enemies.
Do you view Gia as an enemy?
Not yet.
Do you view me as an enemy?
Not yet.
How about the other two?
I'm aligned with Sora, for one, and Eritrea is yet to be seen.
Alright. Now I'll ask you this. And normally I wouldn't ask this, but fate of the world and all that. Do you have any other reason to be suspicious of them, apart from what we've seen over the last couple of days?
I am rather suspicious, even before this incident about Gia. He keeps secrets.
That much is obvious, but all of us have our own secrets. Even me. You don't know everything.
The difference between your secrets and other secrets is that others are darker than yours.
You don't know my secrets. But with that being said, not every soul can be known, at least unless it's brought into the light, and sometimes only they can do that.
Yep. Only one's actions can truly show their soul. Whether they help others or whether they just stand by.
Last thing, I hope that these feelings of yours towards each of us, be they negative or even positive, I hope that it won't cause you to hesitate should the moment come when it comes to striking down a foe or saving a friend. We may have different priorities, we may have different goals. I know for one, and I'll say this, I know we felt differently regarding that gentleman earlier. I believed him to be a greater risk, and frankly, if you hadn't been there, I probably would have killed him.
I noticed that.
Yes. And I wouldn't have felt bad about it, thinking that it would have avoided risk for other people. You and I will think differently on some things, and I will not hesitate to save you should the time come. I'll put my trust in you, even if you don't trust in me. Until some nefarious betrayal, whatever it may be, I doubt that would. I sincerely doubt that, but just know, I will trust you, and I hope you will choose to trust me. And I hope you will give Gia plenty of chances to earn your trust as well.
Let's say this. I trust you with my life, but I do not trust you with others.
Well, it's a start.
It's a start.
Well, I want to see how Sora is faring with the others.
So now, Eritrea and I get to talk to Sora.
Yes.
Okay.
May I just say I'm eternally grateful for each and every single one of you.
So right now,
Yeah, right now
we're
it's
the only two that you
You're
can
having your
talk
own
to.
conversation
Right.
while
Yeah.
we're three of us are meeting.
Right now, we're the only two that you can talk to.
Yeah.
I'm so very grateful for your efforts in saving my life.
Man, that was a whole lot of chaos and tension last night. Chaos I can do, tension's not my favorite. But I'm glad to see you go well. I'm surprised you're awake.
I am also glad to see that you are well. However, I am not surprised.
It's very magical.
I have and had utmost confidence that you would pull through, because I know that you are strong. You are strong, yes,
Yes, as are you,
exactly.
and I'm alive.
You are.
Thanks.
And we, I believe, Eritrea, are thankful that you are alive.
Very much so.
My part may have been minimal. All I did was put you on a horse. But that's because I believed in you and the rest of our team here for you to pull through. I knew that they did not need me, but they chose to call on me.
So, you and Winifred,
Mm-hmm.
what's going on? Why doesn't she trust you?
Because she has trouble trusting anyone. Least of all, herself.
And by that, I'm just. Anyway, Eritrea.
Just moving on from that.
Moving swiftly on.
Eritrea, what was your perspective of last night? Your perception? What do you think was going on?
Well, speaking purely in facts, after you were struck unconscious, Winifred was emotional and worried. She called for my aid. I was unable to provide. And she sent Nimbus to go awaken Gia. And I think
I'll shake my head as
the
she says
desire
this.
to get you into the apothecary. I do not know what Nimbus said to Gia or vice versa. Gia did not come out, but Nimbus came out saying that Gia was confident in our abilities to assist you. At that point, Winifred got what appeared to be upset and stormed to talk to Gia herself. Nimbus and I fashioned a stretcher and were attempting to carry you toward the tent. I don't think the two of us could have lifted you on the horse by ourselves. Probably would have needed an extra person, unfortunately. But by that time, Winifred and Gia had come out, and there were aggressive words on both sides.
Do you appreciate being judged on your appearance?
Do not bring me into this. This is not my drama.
I'm not ask?
Well, looking how I look, of course, everywhere I've been, and I've been to many places, I have been looked at, I have been gossiped about. It's something that I've learned to brush off my shoulders because their comments do not matter, their looks do not matter. What matters is the content of my heart and the purity of my soul.
I agree. But does that mean it's fun?
No.
I also agree.
Is this what that's about? Were your feelings hurt?
No. My feelings were not hurt. My usefulness was assumed.
I think
I am glad that you are okay. Truly. I would have been sad if you had perished. But I believed in you and in Eritrea and in Nimbus and in Winifred to prevent your perishing.
Well, I'm not offended.
If you do not choose to trust me, I will not take it personally. But I will trust you. As I trust all of you. Because for better or worse, until we choose to part ways, we have to trust each other.
Well, I guess we don't have a choice, now do we?
Exactly. Until we are no longer together. And if we're to believe that old man back in Favor Sheath?
Favor sheet.
Back in Favor Sheath, we are stuck together for a while.
Well, you should probably talk to Winifred then, because she seemed pretty upset.
I have a feeling you're right. And I'll place my hand on your shoulder. Truly, Sora, I am glad you are well. And not only that, I trust you to lead us into many a great battle with your strength and your determination and perseverance. Am I wrong?
Guess we'll find out.
I'll laugh, I'll chuckle.
Wait, can I see your eyes at this point?
If you want to.
Your purple eyes?
Yeah, if you want to. So for the record, my hood is up, but if you want to, yeah.
Because she is shorter than you.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
is shorter
yeah.
than me, yeah.
And I just look into your eyes.
I am smiling like this.
It's a creepy visual. Alright then, let's do this.
well,
Let us do this, indeed.
we have plenty a long journey ahead for hatchets to be buried. Actually,
Sticks it
I'll-
out.
Do you actually stick it out?
I'll give it to you.
you hand it to me. I'm just gonna take my. I'm just gonna take my
I'll,
my sword out and put it
I'll-
towards yours in the middle.
If you'll allow me, I'll take it. And I'll weigh it in.
It's sweaty, so.
He's already dropped it.
I'll weigh it in my hand.
I have no hatchets to bury.
Ooh.
My trust is in all of you. Whatever that may be worth. If you choose not to trust me, that is up to you.
I'm gonna look at the both of you, and I just. You know, I don't know why, but I'm just gonna go with my instincts. I'm gonna say, we're in this together. So, for this, in this very moment,
I do
trust the both
that
of you.
in character.
let's go gather our people.
Is Team Pointy Ear almost back?
Probably. At this point, Team Point Gear's back. Everyone's back together.
Amazing.
I yell out, "Hey Sora, do you have any other life-ending scrolls you need to read?"
We're one for one.
Okay, that's probably the most interesting thing that's ever happened to you.
Ah!
I mean, we're still here by the apothecary.
She
and
said your life is boring.
Sick
You-
burn, dude.
all I have to say.
I think it's the correct
Okay.
answer for that.
And then I say, I would like to point out that the flames passed right through me, and I was unhurt.
That's true.
Which one of us is the tough one?
Flames and the
I'm
rocks.
just gonna smirk. Just gonna smirk.
Did you have so before they got back? Did you have anything you wanted to add?
No, nothing in particular, no.
Okay. Nice.
So.
As the DM through the
Guess we just-
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
This is gold. This is gold.
I'll
I love the character building. It's great.
as they walk back up,
Uh-huh.
I'll say welcome back.
Thank you.
The three of us, we need to go get something, don't we? Maybe some water or something of that sort. Beer.
I mean, we can always look for
You
more food.
three.
Oh, me three?
Yeah,
Never
you
hurts to
three.
have
Right.
more. Never
Me
hurts to
three.
have more rations.
Alright.
As Winifred,
I see what's happening now.
as
I
Winifred
assume that's what you meant, right? You meant
Yeah.
you three? Yeah. All right.
As
Yeah,
Winifred
did you say your
realizes what's
My
happening,
head's up.
she's gonna be
Oh.
like,
I just took it
wow,
off 'cause it's
I
not-
actually need some more food too,
No.
so I'll come along too.
No, thank you.
We
We're good.
can get some for you.
Yeah.
Push me back.
Get some for me?
I mean,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, you've been up with her all night. You need to at least just hang out and just rest.
All
Walk
right,
around.
I'll start breaking down camp and getting busy.
What sort of mushrooms do you want? While we're taking orders.
The psychedelic kind.
I kind
As long as
of. Yeah,
it's-
exactly. They're about to give you a trip.
The non-poisonous kind, please.
Only mildly poisonous to give me
No.
a trip.
No thanks.
Alright.
That was above table.
Yeah.
Nimbus does not condone drugs.
Don't do school. Stay in drugs.
Oh, wait.
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 Not that. The opposite. The opposite of that.
Yeah.
Viewer discretion advised.
Right in the gym.
Yeah. All right. So, but for real though, back to what Sora was saying.
So we exit wherever. We just go off. Wandering.
I just want to take a nap, okay?
You
Sorry.
did take a nap.
Wait,
And the first
I can
Prince of
carry you.
Prince of Bel Air slept with his
I had
uncle
a
in the
bad
house.
sleep.
Not a heart to heart.
Great.
Yeah, it was just a bad nap.
Some could call it a dirt nap.
All right. So
Next thing you know, he's gonna be like, "Whoa, why don't you nap harder, huh?"
So Winifred is just tearing down camp, pointedly not looking at you.
Yeah. So the camp that's not yours, but has now been absorbed into your property.
Yes.
Well, no, she's. I mean, it's all of our property. Yeah.
Well, the tents are now, but they
Right.
weren't before.
Right.
We've come
I just wanted. I wanted
They're
to
dead.
make.
You're not
I
using
want.
it anymore.
I just wanted to make sure you didn't mean Winifred's property specifically.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean like the group.
Right.
Like the tents.
Yeah.
They didn't belong to you, but they do now.
That's right.
Because murder hobo. But you're not murder hobos yet.
Not yet.
Nice.
Murder
I'll just make my way over, like, across, like, tearing the camp down.
I'm gonna like cross the way and then start tearing down on the other side.
No, that's what I've already torn down. I'm working my way towards
Oh,
you.
okay.
I'm
So
working
you'll
my
meet
way
in the
towards
middle.
I thought
you
that you were
in the
saying
middle.
that you were crossing to
No,
meet
no,
me.
no.
Okay,
I've
that makes
torn
more
down,
sense.
working my way towards you in whatever the middle is.
Okay.
So, yeah. And I'll just stand. I will. Because I mean, maybe you're not, like, maybe you are dead set on not looking at me.
Mm-hmm.
But even if you are, I will just stand there and look at you and smile.
It's terrifying. Why would you
And
do that?
for the record,
8-foot tall man just smiling.
because apparently it needs to be said, for the record, this is not an intimidating Smile. This is a.
Just
this is.
imagining.
Yeah.
It's like Slenderman or something.
So
Valid.
do you know how big I am? Are you? Because it's not Slender Man.
No, I know that I know
Okay.
that you're not skinny.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying
I think
how
this-
Slenderman just stands.
Right.
Like, it just.
Yeah.
Except Slenderman is wearing a hood.
And
Yeah.
it's like I'm
And
sure
his face
she's
is
looking up
obscured.
at you.
Yeah. So just like I'll stand there, and I'll stand there and look at you and smile, and if you look at me, then great.
Okay.
So
Look at me.
I'll kind of, pointedly ignore you, and then finish wrapping up with everything.
Okay.
Throw it to the ground, like obviously very angry,
Okay.
and then turn to you.
Okay.
It seems we had a bit of a misunderstanding. You seem to think I assumed something of you because of the way you look or whatever, but I hope you know, at the time, Sora's life meant everything.
Okay.
Your sleep meant nothing.
Okay.
You seem to value sleep over Sora's life. That's why I cannot trust you with my life or anyone else's.
Is it that you cannot trust me because I valued sleep? Or is it that I trusted you all to take care of Sora so that I could guard as needed later? I trusted you all to take care of Sora. You
So-
did not need me.
The bottom line is, if I say I need something, who are you to say that I don't need that?
Do you trust yourself, Winifred? Do you trust Eritrea and Nimbus?
I think I understand what you're getting at with your metaphors and your
This is no metaphor.
talking about just the wind, but I don't do that.
I'm not saying I am not speaking in riddles. I trust you and Eritrea and Nimbus
The bottom line
and Sora.
is not if you trust us.
Will you wait
The
for
bottom-
me to finish?
The bottom line is, will you prove that I can trust you?
Who trusted you with Hunter? Name 2 people other than yourself that trusted Hunter.
That could have been just some
Name
fluke.
2 people.
I can't.
Then name 1 other than yourself.
You can trust me. That does not mean I'll trust you.
And that sounds like a personal problem.
Get good, son.
I
You can
trust
either-
you.
Mhm.
I trust all of you.
You can either
If my trust
prove
is not worth trust in kind, then that is a problem.
you can either prove that I can trust you, or you can continue to be a mule.
Did I not already
You did.
K.
But then
Okay.
you
Not K. Not K. Not K. Okay.
You did. You immediately, without any hesitation, broke that trust.
Why would it be broken instead of being asked to be reciprocated?
You wanted me to ask you to trust me that you needed to get up?
I wanted you to trust yourself.
There you go, talking in.
That is not a riddle. I am asking you to trust yourself.
I think we're done with this conversation. I
If
think
you
we're
think
talking in circles at this point.
If you think I am trying to deceive you, you will know it. I am telling you, this is no deception. You and Nimbus and Eritrea and Sora have my full trust.
But we don't have yours. That's the problem.
You do.
No, we do not.
I think 3 of the 4 of you do.
That could be accurate. I don't know others' hearts. Seems like you think you do, though.
I won't shrug.
Very well. If you so desire, I will leave. And I will not burden you with my presence any longer. Should our paths cross again, I will see you at that time.
If you wish, I didn't ask you to leave.
You are, because you do not trust me. And I cannot prove my trustworthiness to you any more than I have.
Let me just make this very clear. You are making this decision yourself.
No. I am giving you a choice.
You cannot force trust on me.
I am not. I am asking you to trust me. If you refuse, then you are asking me to leave.
Do what you will then.
So we come back at this point from our little excursion.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, that works. So you actually never left. You were just like a little bit beyond the tree line, just watching, waiting,
We're like
hoping
doing,
it got better, but then it didn't.
We're like at
So-
the door thing where one person's at the top. And
Yes, just a little bit.
I'm literally gonna let them do that. And I'm gonna be over here like in the bushes behind them, like trying to gather stuff for it because I don't want to come back in and get out of here.
Oh boy.
All right.
That was unproductive.
I know, right? I was like
Counterproductive
talking in
at
circles.
best.
Yeah.
Well, a story happened.
So
Story happened.
they're all back.
If you guys walk back in, you're all back. Yeah.
Yep. Yes, we're walking back.
All right.
How many rations did I gather in my hurried weirdness?
A meal.
There we go.
A meal, singular.
Walk up and I'm
Not a day's ration, but a meal.
I'm gonna hand you what I've gathered.
I was.
Thank you. This is,
I'm sorry.
I don't think this will feed all of us, but I'm sure it's okay.
No, yeah. Sure.
You did your
All right.
best.
All right.
Yes.
So everybody's back.
Yes, everyone's back.
My friends, if I may call you my friends,
Yeah, sure. Why not? I'm gonna nod my head.
I'll nod at Nimbus's quip.
it seems as though I am not wanted here. Therefore, I will make my way to the dwarven town in the mountains south of here.
Alright, Nimbus wants to jump in immediately.
If
Can-
you all choose to meet up with me, I will welcome you with open arms.
Which I'll do doors.
Okay, time out, says Nimbus. Alright, alright. I get that we're uncomfortable with each other. Like,
Wait,
obviously.
is this in character? Or?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I get that
Just had to make sure.
we've had our clashes, we've had our moments of mistrust and whatnot.
I
And I get no, you do not talk yet. You don't.
I will. So in character, to appease Nimbus, because I assume he said that in character. I will go like this. Put my hands back together like this.
Thank you. Alright.
And I'll nod like that.
Yes. I know that I'm one who is quick to say the phrase fate of the world. And I realize that, trust is important amongst a group of traveling companions. If we were bounty hunters, if we were bandits, if we were farmers, if we were any other job description that you would like to fill in, I would say, you know what, that's just too bad. I wish that we could make up and we could be happy, but you know what, go on ahead. But you know what, no, we do not have time for, I don't feel comfortable being around here. Oh no, I can't trust you because you're mysterious and you talk in metaphor even though it's really annoying sometimes. Or I ask the same question 3 times, slightly differently. But no, we are champions here to wrestle the fate of the world away from an angry god. And I'm sorry that you don't feel comfortable within stone's throw of each other, and I don't mind if you put your tents on the opposite sides of the camp. Do that for all I care, but we stay together. We do not split unless absolutely essential to do so, and I will say this is not an exception to that.
You see Winifred just nodding, like, yes.
Winifred, I appreciate your passion for people, and we will need that to persevere through this. Gia, I appreciate your passion for secrecy and beautiful language and diving into the depths of mysteries to unlock critical secrets.
I feel like
And as you're having this
I feel like I've been wildly misunderstood.
it's quite possible.
This
But
is
as
how,
you, so real
this
quick,
is how
Nimbus,
Nimbus perceives you.
Yeah, real quick. As you're doing this amazing, rousing speech to try and, not let mom and dad divorce, the wind kind of picks up and throws your clothes back and, billows in, a really heroic way.
Okay.
So you get extra charisma points.
Yeah. You get advantage on this throw.
Alright. The point is, this mission that we are on is more important than petty differences or minor infractions of trust. And until one of you stabs me in the back, again, I do not think that will happen. I just say that. I do not think that will happen.
I did not hit her. I did not.
Why don't we get on the beautiful 4 horses that we have?
3 horses.
4 horses.
Oh, we have
there's
4.
four.
Okay.
Yeah, you had 5, lost 1 down to 4.
For some reason, I thought we had 4, lost 1 down to 3.
Nah.
All right, you're good. You're good.
Thank our various gods for the health of our friend Sora, and continue on our merry way down to the Dwarven City, at which point we can continue to face life-threatening decisions without having to squabble over petty differences.
Can we grab some beers?
Oh my gosh, I would love a beer, and I hear dwarves make great beer.
May I just say, though,
do indeed
uh,
make great beer.
I do take issue with just a tiny bit of your amazing speech just there. I personally would not count Sora's life as a petty issue, but that might just be me.
I would like to say it may not be a petty issue, but in the grander scheme of what our end goal is here, I would say it's marginal. We lose one of us, yes, in this large battle that we're fixing to eventually fight. There's a chance some of us get lost in that final battle for a greater purpose of the many who survive after us.
But I don't think you understand. We all need to make it to the final battle.
I don't disagree. But just as you were trying to trust us when you were trying to save the creature that we did not identify as a human.
Yes.
I will look at her while Eritrea says that.
Oh.
You need to trust that maybe it is real, that Gia believed we could save Sora on our own. There's also the fact that Sora is magnificent on her own. And simply the fact that she was able to wake the next day, to me, still astounds.
I agree.
I am nodding in agreement.
And I'll interject here. And to Winifred's point, and I hope that we can...
Winifred or Eritrea?
Winifred, okay. And I hope that we can begin packing our horses in the next few minutes as we discuss this. Gia, I do hope that in the future, when one of us says that we are experiencing a life-threatening situation and are in need of your help, that you will believe us.
Yes.
That is as important as having belief in our own abilities.
That's all I ask.
Pretty fair. Now,
I will place my hand. Excuse me, hold on.
sorry, I'll get down
Yeah,
lower.
thank you. So, I will place my hand on Nimbus's shoulder, and I will look at you.
I understand, Nimbus, that you have many years on most of us. And I understand that you have wisdom. I hope that your wisdom will allow you to trust when I trust you
Again with this.
with these burdens. I hear what you are saying, and I will try to accommodate. However, I ask that you try to accommodate me as well. You are all exceptionally capable. If you were not, I would not be here. I have been on my own.
Yeah, you're welcome to sit back up. So
My feet are flat now.
There we go.
How about this?
Yeah.
I have been on my own. For all of my adult life, and then some. And while I understand that to some of you, that may not mean anything. To me, it means much. I am here because you all are worth trusting. However, if I am not worth trusting, I will not burden you with my presence. You have great things ahead of you. I might as well.
Sounds good. All right. All right. Those horses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and Winifred, did you pack up those tents? They were nice, weren't they?
Right over
Alright.
there.
She threw one of them right over there.
Oh, she cleaned it up.
I
Actually,
didn't
probably cleaned that one up.
throw it like away. I just threw
You
it
did,
like
you
down.
I think the exact
That was-
visual
that
was
wasn't-
the
that wasn't
ripping
the
of the
impression
sheet
the
off
was
of
gone.
off of the outer casing because there was no pole in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Well,
The
so there were
impression
two
we
pulls
got
out
was
when
she
she
threw
threw
it
it
like
like a
behind me,
triangular
yeah,
thing.
behind
So
me.
she ripped it off and
What?
threw it aside.
The impression.
Okay.
The
Wait.
impression
Are we talking about the one that I threw?
Yeah, the impression we all got
When
was that
he
you threw
was
it away
asleep?
from me. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you just
Okay.
like tossed it on the ground.
Oh no.
See, I originally said that I like threw it like to the side with
yeah.
the hole in the middle, but then you said that it wouldn't work like
So
that,
it's-
so I
it's-
would just like rip off the
Oh,
top.
I just thought it was like
I,
collapsed.
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
my
so the-
head, I'm thinking this canvassing has literally, though, with the wind of
Oh,
the rain,
it's
has
still
like,
there.
like tumbled off somewhere into
Yeah,
a
no.
nearby.
Or it's still
forest.
here.
Like for the record, while I was talking, I did make a point to look at everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me a lot too.
Yeah.
Yes, but
You're a part of this.
you're technically.
Why do I feel intimidated now?
I can technically look at you, and it
Yeah.
counts as looking at everybody.
I know.
So.
Well,
What?
counts as you looking at the world.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
Uh,
so that's all that to say. I'm leaving if nobody wants me here.
oh no. The whole point of the whole thing was nobody.
That's very extreme.
No,
Yeah,
Juno,
nobody's
I'm
leaving.
going to deliberately say, post your conversation, you have my trust.
Oh yeah, the whole speech thing was trust. Yeah. So you're good.
Broken shoulder.
No, not doing damage.
As a matter of fact, Gia, I would even be vulnerable enough to say that
You love
standing next to you, I feel unnaturally safe.
So, Sora kind of pulled me aside and asked my opinion. So soon after the stab in the back, as I would call it, I cannot put my trust in someone like that so quickly yet again.
But would you rather him go up off onto a mountain by himself?
That's his choice.
Weird.
I can't make him stay and I can't make him go.
Well, how about if he stays? I think that's the group choice. So
I
that's what
agree.
I'm going with.
It would be preferable if he stayed. I think we're supposed to stay together.
All right. Break.
All right, who's feeding the horses?
That's so CS.
No.
You don't even know.
Wait, what?
The TV show.
No, nope,
What
not CSI, just CS.
What is that?
What does that mean?
I will tell you later.
Okay.
Counter Strike.
That's out. Yes, that's out of character.
Okay. I'm just
Um,
like, I don't get the reference.
That's
but
fine. It's something my dad said a lot growing up.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, okay. Mm.
So you're staying. That's good.
I guess so. I just think it's that's because that's above table too. Whatever. I'll save that for later. I'll save it for later.
Cool.
Alright, so pack it.
So you
So
mount
we are making it to the Dwarven village.
Hoorah!
Oh,
All
and-
right.
and
I
I
will-
did say feed the horses, so let's
You
say
did.
that.
He did.
Someone's feeding the horses at some point.
I
during the
will.
conversation.
Whoever wants to ride with me is welcome. I will be in front of the pack.
I'm itty bitty, I'll travel along.
Cool.
You're with me.
Yeah, I'll drive it.
So I imagine we'll probably run you two on one horse and Nimbus at your right, and then you two on back rank, I would imagine.
Also one,
Works.
1, 2, 1.
No, 2 by 2, I think.
Yeah,
it's
2 by
two
2.
Putting the
2 by 2.
two like
Nimbus
hugely
is to
tanky
the side
people
of
at
the
the
two of
back.
us on the other horse. So me and you, Nimbus is side beside us,
Fair
and the
enough,
other
okay.
2 are.
Okay.
It just seems like that's how things would naturally go
Okay.
based on relations.
Do we have
No,
any?
what's actually happening
Unless
is
it's a red
2
parade.
people on 2 horses, and Nimbus is doing the splits in between them.
Yeah.
Like Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Why does this sound like somebody trying to literally walk between two 18-wheelers?
Yeah,
right
he
now?
is. He's Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, yeah.
It's fine.
Doing the T-pose.
Yeah,
on the,
yeah.
Hey, he's a rogue. He's got the dexterity for it. He can do it.
Um,
He'll be fine.
Do we have road time as we're riding horses?
There's road time. If y'all
Okay.
want to have discussions, y'all have 8 hours to do it.
What is
But
that, 3 days?
so I believe it's 2
I think
days
it's about-
to the destination, roughly.
Yeah.
So you'll make it. Well, let's pull out the ruler.
Right here.
Yeah.
Do you hold this, please, Nimbus?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
So I believe it's under normal circumstances like a day to the crossroads.
So are we
after-
actually at Strathmore,
Yes.
or are we a little?
So you're gonna
ahead?
go over that bridge and then you're gonna go through.
All right. So we.
You are treated as being in Strathmore.
Okay. So for now, heading to here is 1 inch.
So that would be a day, but that's
And
half a
then-
day because you're on horses.
Right. And so then from there, well, arguably from there to there, is so about halfway down is 2 inches.
Yeah. And so then you can make so that's 1 day.
So
and then you
then,
can basically make the second day.
even though it's not a straight line, like from arguably there to here is 1 inch, and then that's about another inch.
Yeah.
So it's technically, so if you're saying horse travel is how many?
It's 2 inches per day.
So horse travel is 2 inches per day, so we're 2 days away.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take that, please.
Yep.
I'm sure you do.
Is there any?
How about now? Do you feel safe now?
Yeah.
That's right. All right. So we're technically 2 days away.
Yeah.
So first day, since Eritrea is with me on the first day at
Figured, yeah.
least.
Yeah?
I think
Okay.
so.
All right.
I
So
didn't know the tens.
I will save my conversation for
Oh.
Eritrea if other people want to have
If you weren't
other
visible.
conversations.
Sorry. What?
I said I will save my conversation with Eritrea if other people want to have other conversations on the first day of travel before camp.
Nah, I just want to do the typical
Camping and not getting robbed.
scavenging and setting up. Man, I'm willing to set up traps every night now.
Cool.
Good man. Good man.
But yeah, making sure that the horses are fed and all that jazz.
Okay.
We can
So-
do background rolls if you like.
So while we're riding, then I'll just say
As you can see.
as we're riding. No.
I imagine he's probably
Oh.
the back of the horse.
If you had something, go ahead.
Okay. I'll probably end
This
up
is
talking
just
to
for the
you.
record. This is while we're riding.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll probably end up talking to you just about like life and stuff. Probably tell you about my daughter and her husband and things like that.
And I'll also tell you about my family.
Aw.
The family that I left behind.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry.
All right. So.
Nimbus doesn't know to feel left out, but even I'm like, dang.
So while we're riding, then, since she's on the same horse as me, thank you for trusting me. I will not assume that it's easy, but I appreciate it all the same. All the words that I've spoken to all of you are true. Should you choose to weigh them differently is up to you.
The trust I have given to you has been well earned. However, while I understand how being on one's own from early life can shape the way you view comrades and their needs, try and be mindful not to let your own viewpoint cloud the needs of what others might actually need from you. Because strengths and weaknesses we all have.
I nod in response.
The part of being in unity as a group that is meant to strengthen us is to cover each other when our weaknesses are exposed.
I agree. However, thus far, we have not shown weakness, only strength. You are all very strong. I do not think you need me for anything. I will be glad to be proven wrong. But you should trust in each other.
Well, I will make no active effort to prove you wrong. Just because weaknesses cannot be seen does not mean they don't exist.
Very interesting, but fair.
And for what it's worth, there's a reason I didn't go try to wake you up.
I'll laugh. I'll laugh. I'll laugh and I'll just say,
I'll just feel him like chuckling behind me, and I'll just be like,
"Oh, so you're on front." All right.
I guess so. I assumed, because I assumed I want to at least have some visual, and I
That's
can't see
fair.
around
That's
you.
fair.
sense.
That's fair. That makes sense.
I
Yeah.
can't see around
Yeah,
you.
you can't see it. Yeah, that's fair. I'll laugh and I'll just say, "Thank you." I was. I felt we stood a greater chance of losing a horse than we did losing Zora. She is very strong, more than I think you all may know.
It is difficult at this point in our journey to really define how strong everyone might be. But
You may consider me, if it makes you feel better, the least of you all.
I must say that raises more questions than answers.
That is why I said I would be willing to leave, should you all choose to not trust me.
Well, I trust you,
And I you.
and for whatever it's worth, I find your company to be helpful as well as pleasant.
I'll. Do you turn? Are you just looking forward, or are you turning around when you talking?
At that point, like whenever I like eventually enunciate the two things, I'll like lean my head and kind of look up at you like this.
All right. Then I guess you'll see my eyes shine a little, and I'll say,
Thank you very kindly, Lady Eritrea.
I'm just gonna
"That's it."
Cool.
So that's day one.
It's day one. So we'll just say nothing happens on the road. It's pretty quiet. We're gonna camp. I need watch rotation.
I will be last.
Last watch. You'll be first watch.
I'll join.
And first watch.
Yeah.
So then
Still the skin.
we need
Deja
between the
vu.
two of you, second and third watch.
I'll take second.
Take second, take third.
Third.
Cool. I need perception checks from first watch.
If we lose the horse, it's your fault.
And I'll say that y'all probably learned and decided to keep fire. Or are y'all
Yeah.
used? Yeah.
Yeah.
So because you asked,
Uh-huh.
can we collectively as a group decide, even though I'm on the fence about being on this group apparently, can we collectively as a group decide that we are off the road but making some sort of small fire so we can see that we're not going to get robbed?
Yes. That
And
was the
Mrs.
lesson
Langstrap.
learned from night one, at least
Yep.
to me, was that despite the fact that we all have dark vision.
We don't all have dark
Well,
vision.
okay, sorry. Most of the party seem to at least have dark vision. It seems utterly useless in comparison to our immediate surroundings and/or people sneaking up on us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, y'all all just rolled.
We all just really bad rolls.
You had really bad rolls.
I don't trust my dice anymore with nighttime
Yeah.
rolls. Apparently.
Do we meet
So first watch good. Second watch
21.
21. Nice.
Woo!
I need everyone except for Elizabeth Stevens to leave the room
Okay.
Sheesh. All right then.
and
Ooh.
close
I got
them
the-
doors.
I don't know if mine matters, but I think it's like a 24.
Yeah, we'll get back to you when you.
So all of us
get there.
but
Leave that die
all of
as
us but
well.
Winifred are leaving.
Correct. And I need y'all to
Understood.
close those doors.